Hey. Hey. Psst. Hey. Hey. Listen. Hello, guys. First of all, did the ad break play and finish? Because... Hello, Mega Bronson. Hello. We'll say our hellos to everyone soon, but did the ad break play? Because I saw the announcement, but oh, Satin Bori, hello! I'm listening. Thank you for the 7 months. Thank you. Because I got the announcement that the ad played, but usually on OBS there's like a little timer that's like, oh, your ad is over in like this many minutes. But it never popped up, so... I just saw like the whatchamacallit, like the Seribot announcement of like, oh, it's recess time, blah blah blah. Hi listening. Like, hi listening, I'm Matthew. But I don't know, can anyone attest to whether or not the ad break maybe the people that are getting the ad break are getting it right now. And that's why we're not hearing back. But hello everyone. If we assume that the ad break... I didn't get any ads? OBS has been doing that to me too for the first ad break? Oh, interesting. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, let's progress. Let us move forward with our day. And then, let's say our hellos. Let's say our hello, shall we? Matthew. Folk. Buh. You guys started off the alphabet. Started off strong. I saw it, and then we have Seribot, our rock. And then Folk got their sticker. Then Owen, hello! Hello, welcome. Beeplebees, hello, welcome. Beeplebees, you got your sticker. Hey, Poland, you're not first, but it's okay. You're not last. So far. By the way, did I ever say that like that one time when we were talking about like, oh, if you can't get the first chat message, try to get the last? I think you actually did get the last message. You got the last chat message. And I even like screenshotted it and put it in my Discord. You were like on it, cause like it's so tricky to get it right before the raid, right? Howdy folks, howdy Matthew, hello. Fugubi, hello, you got your sticker. Mega Bronson, hello. It was nice seeing you yesterday? Was it really yesterday? Yesterday! We had a fun outing into Los Bincos. Me, Beans, and Mega Bronson. It was a lot of fun. We saw, I don't know how much I can divulge, but you know. Anyway, Soten Bori once again, thanks for the 7 months. The OBS has been doing that to me too for the first ad break. I didn't get any ads. Your students are too smart to get ads. I appreciate you guys for your smartness. You guys are so smart. Ad break at times plays, but I only get 20 seconds, one at a time. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It feels like it was 2 days ago. That's why I hesitated too. That's why I was like, oh, it was good seeing you yesterday, question mark? Because I don't know, it does feel like it was like 2 days, even though it really was just yesterday. But yeah, hello everyone, hello. I forgot to get my tracking up, so let me do that real quick. And then we'll get into the classroom. And we'll do some yapping before we do some DC going. DC going, DC gone. DC gone. There we go. I think my tracking is up and ready, so let us get into the class. Get to class! Hello everyone, hello, it's me, Bubinka Bear, your local sun bear, art history teacher, and educational streamer. How you guys doing? How's tricks? Did you do your warm-ups? No, I didn't, because I feel like I only do that for like the educational streams, and when I used to do tarot reading streams, and then anything where I know I'm gonna yap a lot, even though I might yap a lot today too. But no, I didn't do my warm-ups. Whoa, our brains are so swollen. Swollen brain Binka in the slideshow, yeah. I have all my fan art on like a single folder, and the folder is linked to that intro slideshow. So whenever I add to it, it just automatically gets added. So cute transition, thank you. And you know who made it? George Chungus. Good evening, George. Even though he's not here. George Chungus. In fact, can I do a shout out? George Chungus? Was it like that? Yeah, it was like that. And thank you, Matthew, for backing me up. Yeah. It's George. Aggressively talented animator and aggressive. No, he's so much fun to talk to, even though I'll never say that to his face. If he's here, tell me. Did you do your... Yeah, I didn't do my warm-ups. Tricks are for kids. Silly Binka. Tricks are for kids. But what if I want the cereal? There's this coffee place that I go to. Me and Beans occasionally like take a walk around our neighborhood, and there's a coffee place that serves a coffee that... I don't know what their sweetener is, but it tastes suspiciously like Fruity Pebbles. Yeah, I don't quite know how to describe that, but I'm like, this tastes just like the cereal. That's crazy. Pet the cats. Gojikins, hello! Welcome. Call him wonderful behind their back. That'll show him. I will. You know what I think about George Chungus? I think that he is a freaking amazingly talented animator, and you guys should all commission him. And also, in my opinion, I think he's also pretty fun to talk to. Take that and shove it up your heart. Anyway, when I upload the VOD on YouTube, I'm gonna cut that entire part out, so you guys will have no proof. It's so well dressed too, yeah, right? So yeah, big thing, like in terms of, I just talked about like walking to my nearest like coffee spot. So tomorrow, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, as I've the automod held a message for aggression. I'm gonna allow it, of course. Lamau, I like you. Get effed. So yeah, what was I saying? Tuesdays and Wednesdays are my office days, so I'm going to the office tomorrow. But I realize every time I like get off my bus and then like I have to walk a little bit to get to my office, I usually pass by a gym, and I don't know why it just hit me now, but I'm like, why don't I go to that gym? Why don't I just use it? Because lately I've been wanting to get back into shape, and there is a gym within walking distance of me and Beans. The only problem is that like we can only, because of like how busy our days are, we can either do it early morning or like late at night, like a couple hours before they close. But we used to do evenings. But the more I got into streaming, the less I was able to do evenings. And then early morning is just not doable when I go to the office, because I wake up pretty early. I wake up like 5:45 in order to take the bus to get to my office by like 8:30. So so it's just not feasible for me to get up at like 4, like go to the gym. I don't even know if that gym is even like open at that time. And then work out and then go to work and be tired, you know? So I'm like, ooh, what if... Yeah, a gaim. What the heck is a gaim? Oh, a gaim. Also, I realize you guys can't hear the DCGO music, so I should put on some music for you guys. You listened to Chapel Rowan last time. We haven't listened to Canaria in a minute. So you pass by a guy named Jim every day? I do. He's just, you know, it's like Los Bincos out here. There's folks that are on hard times, like good old Jim. I pass by him every single office day. Give him a little bit of money. Give him a little bit of food. Actually, I wish. No, never mind. I feel like I'm gonna say something like mean or controversial, but I'll just say it. Like, I wish some of the folks I see that are on hard times on the street where I work, I wish they were that nice. I've definitely gotten yelled at by a person who was on hard times and maybe not all there mentally, and that has instilled a certain fear in me. But anyway. So yeah, I'm considering going to the gym after work, after I'm done, you know, at the office. But because of that means that I don't think I can do Tuesday streams anymore. Because I think by the time I get home it would end. Like, I feel like I would be back home like around 6, so I would be able to stream technically, but I feel like I'd just be too tired, you know? So that's why for this week's schedule, it's just gonna be a Monday stream, Friday stream, and Saturday morning stream. Just for now, I just want to see if it's feasible for me to like go to the gym right after work, because it's not like I do anything that's like super physically taxing when I'm not at the schools. When I'm at the schools, I'm usually helping to like lug boxes to classrooms and stuff like that. But when I'm at the office, I'm sitting in front of a computer screen for all like, you know, hours that I'm there. Actually, tomorrow's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of a change of pace because we have changed our cubicles around. So I have to like I had to pack stuff last week, and now I'm gonna unpack all my stuff this week. And then tomorrow is also the company tarot card reading session. I think I mentioned it to you guys last week, but I had a coworker that found out that I'm into tarot cards, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, we should do a tarot session." And then like there's a third coworker too that's like interested but doesn't know that much about tarot cards. And all three of us are like, "Yeah, let's do a tarot session." And I thought it was just going to be like a verbal agreement, as in like, "Oh, like, you know, if we remember to bring our cards, well, we might, you know, just do a fun little session at our cubicles." But no, like a couple minutes after we had that conversation, I looked at my Google Calendar and they literally scheduled a tarot reading session, and I think she even booked a conference room for us to like occupy as we do that. So we got the company mandated tarot reading sesh from 11 to 12 tomorrow at the office. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, where I'm gonna bring the poi, exactly. I'm gonna like, what are you doing with those cards? Where's your poi? Good old Jimothy. Just remember to get all the paperwork. You need to leave the membership before joining. I was kind of scared. I was kind of scared of like, because it's the same gym type. I'm not gonna say which gym I use, but like, you know, for example, there's a kind of gym here called Crunch Gym, and the assumption is like, oh, if I have a Crunch membership, I could go to any Crunch, like, you know, in Los Bingos, right? But I think there are tiers to membership, right? So now I'm like, oh, do I really need like the do I have the tier of membership that will let me visit this location, you know? Because yeah, otherwise I think I will have to prepare all my paperwork to leave the membership before joining. Gosh, and you really do have to lie to them whenever you do leave a gym. You really have to be like, I'm moving out of the country. No, I don't want to renew my membership. I'm not gonna be here. I'm on the run, actually. You shouldn't be talking to me. Oh my god, same. If you want to hear a cool artist with Animal Crossing like vibe, I'd say Nobunoko, since they are also cool with music on streams. Nothing like staring dead-eyed into your computer for 7 hours straight. Okay, let me check out the band that Fugubi mentioned. Nobunoko. Nobunoko. Oh, It doesn't look like they're on Spotify. But I am seeing a playlist called Nobunoko Like. So it's very possible that they're maybe on another, like on, was it Apple Music or YouTube? But unfortunately, they're not on Spotify. Bomb. But yeah, so, yeah, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm moving into the new cubicle. Along with like not my entire team, but like me and like my boss and then another person that's like the same level as me in our program. So we're moving our cubicles, and then we're having our office mandated tarot sesh, and then back to staring at a screen for 5 hours. And then maybe I'll get to do the elliptical. May Shark, hello. I'm just chatting about going to the gym after work. I'm gonna see tomorrow if that's gonna be a good idea. Cause like, you know, I feel like after staring at a screen for 7 hours, what better way to like get your head back in the game than to... Oh, Zako, hello. Thank you for the raid. Hello, welcome. F Hornets. Hello, welcome. Oh, nice. You're playing MGS Delta. Sick. Were you fighting the pain? Is that why you're saying F Hornets? But hello, we're talking about the gym. Talking about the possibility of me go to the gym after my office days. So I don't know, it's the thing with like being in front of the computer for that long too is that like I used to, when I first started going to the office, I was able to just kind of like chug on through because I always stare at my screen anyway. Like even when I'm home, I'm staring intently at Discord and watching YouTube videos or playing video games. I was just playing video games today and yesterday. So I'm already ruining my eyesight for at least, how many hours am I awake? For at least like 12 hours a day, right? So I was able to chug on through when I first started, but as soon as like, I don't know, I feel like it was just this year that I started getting sleepy during the office day, and I'm like, oh, I could see why my boss, the boss that's like really cool, who like, he's like, yeah, don't spend too much time working too hard here. Occasionally he'll be like, I need to go take a walk. I kind of get it now. I kind of get why he's always taking walks, because it's like, dang, staring at this screen for 7 hours sure is killing me on the outside and inside. So I could see why people are opting more to like do the little office chismes session. They're walking around trying to not be looking at a screen. So I started doing that too. I started like during my lunch break, I'll like go and take a walk around the neighborhood. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do that. Plus, after the office day, I will just go to the gym, go on the elliptical, because my bare feet, my bare beans, they are the dogs are barking. They hurt. Basically, I'm pretty sure I have like a heel spur, so I can't be doing the treadmill. Unfortunately. So, but my coworker said that like, oh, if you are having like foot pain and stuff, you should just do the elliptical, because it's not gonna, or maybe even the bicycle, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I haven't tried either of those very well. I've tried the Stairmaster before, and oh my god, that kills me. I feel like Stairmaster is worse than treadmill when it comes to like how much time passes, because it's like you'll walk up 10 stairs and you'll be dying, and it's like, oh, only 30 seconds have passed. If you're lucky, 30 seconds will have passed. We're doing non-lethal. I made the mistake of doing extreme mode for my first run. Oh no! Zako, have you played did you play the original as well? Or is this your first foray into MGS3? I'm curious now. I always get a phone call right when the good stream starts. Aw, I appreciate that you're calling me the good bear. The good stream. But good luck with the phone call. Good luck. One day you'll be allowed to enjoy the streams. You did the original? You played oh nice, sick. Very cool. Yeah, so hopefully Delta will be a fun romp. A stationary bike plus Yowamushi pedal track hits. Oh, so that's the thing. Like, I feel like with cardio, I need to be like dancing or doing something that like I can't be doing something repetitive like the treadmill, or like, I know I just said that I'm gonna try the elliptical on the bike, but I don't know, like something about it, like it f's up with my, maybe not just me, I feel like this is for everyone, but it f's with your sense of time, where it's like, oh my gosh, what do you mean it's only been like 30 seconds? I already feel like I'm dying. So, because I used to go on the treadmill and listen to music, because I was like, oh, if I listen to my favorite tracks, then like the time will just fly by, right? No. Like, that was like so far from the truth, because I remember listening specifically to 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance, because I've listened to that album since I was a kid, since I was a middle schooler when it first came out, and like listening to it just makes time fly, but like on the treadmill it's like, oh my god, no. Like, why is 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge so slow today? Why is it so slow today? So I stopped listening to music, and I tried, one thing I tried doing when I was in college, I tried to watch anime, like on Crunchyroll, using the Crunchyroll app. But then I would find myself, like, especially if it's subtitled anime, I would just zone out and not pay attention to like what I'm reading. Because I remember trying to watch like the new Sailor Moon, like Sailor Moon Crystal, and I would be like, wait, what happened? Wait, Like, I ended up zoning out and being like, why is Sailor Venus doing the thing? What? So I haven't tried it with dubbed anime. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I need to listen to dubbed anime as I do my cardio. Because I've seen someone say that like a good way to do cardio is to do the stationary bike and have like a switch or have like some kind of like video game that you can play like with your, you know, like your top half you're going to be using your fingers and stuff to play on the switch. Your bottom half is doing the cardio of the bike. So I heard people say that that's a good idea, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna try the elliptical if I have gym access tomorrow, and if not, we'll go from there. Maybe I'll reinstall Crunchyroll on my phone and see how that fares. Let's see. Even that one, you know the one? Metal Gear... one of the non-canon ones? Why am I blanking? Portable? Or the one with the zombie. Do hot yoga? I've been actually... You know what? I've actually been wanting to do yoga. Because I've been looking for, like, morning stretches to do. I've been looking for, like, just because, like, my feet hurt because of what I'm suspecting is a heel spur. My back hurts because, you guys can use your imagination as to why my back hurts, but yeah, like, I just feel like I'm always sore all the time, so. So I've been trying to do, like, morning stretches, and, not the baseball. I'm saying that my chest fur IRL is like it weighs me down sometimes. But anyway, so I've been trying to do yoga in the morning, but there's some mornings where I'm just too tired. So like I've been kind of falling off the wagon with trying to do yoga daily, but I've never done hot yoga. I know the concept of it, like you're basically doing yoga, but like there's something in the room that is like heating it up. Is like, and I guess I would suspect that contributes to like burning more calories, right? So I'm down for something like yoga. Like in terms of cardio, I need something that's just non-repetitive, so that's why I'm down for something like dance. I used to do dance in high school. I'm down for yoga. I don't know if I'm ready for Zumba. That seems like a little too much. That seems like a little too much for me to try, especially because I'm still like super out of shape at the moment, you know? Fun thing that I've been doing for exercise still, will even if no support is raise my Digimon on the Vital Bracelet. I've been thinking about that too. But like I don't know if like I heard that the Vital Bracelet doesn't work well on darker skin tones. So is it gonna work on my purple fur, you know? Cause I was thinking about that too. Like I do want to like play around with the Vital Bracelet. I also like the pixel art on the Vital Bracelet. Hideki Naganuma, high intensity, low key rocks. Ooh, okay. Hideki Naganuma. Even if my pride wasn't so strong, I couldn't be even lower difficulties if I wanted to. How about listening to a VOD? Oh, actually, that's a good idea too. There are a couple of like random VODs that I've, you know, missed. So, that's a good one. Especially like the Danganronpa ones, because that's actually like my favorite streams of his lately have been the Danganronpa ones, but I can't always catch it. So I'm the opposite with the treadmill. Half an hour will pass by and I'm like, damn, already. I don't know, like for me it's different with the treadmill. Like I said, I still have to try the elliptical and the bike. Most canon, yes, survive. I didn't want to say the name. Ah, okay. Speed walking is your favorite? Ooh. I think I like walking too. Like, I think it's so... I feel like there is a difference between walking around, like, your neighborhood and doing the treadmill. Because treadmill is, like... I don't know. That feels more soul-sucking to me. Whereas walking, it's like, oh, like, the scenery is always changing. So it's like, oh, I've never been to this part of the neighborhood. Like, I've never seen these apartments before. Let's see, back hurt imagines because suplexing rowdy students. Like, wait, let me, where's my student screen? Where I'm just, who am I grabbing this? This is Zako. Who is this? Who am I grabbing? This is Owen. Where's myself? Here we go. Like when you guys are acting up, I would just, let's see. Bikram yoga is perfect, but it kind of went away because Mr. Bikram got in trouble. Oh, interesting. I don't need any of that. I'm a New Yorker. I'm still walking unless it's more than... It's all walking unless it's more than 25 blocks. Man, I actually kind of... When I went to New York City a couple years back with Beans, I actually did like the walking. Same with going to Tokyo, too. Is like... The walking didn't feel so bad. As opposed to like walking in Los Vincos. I don't know. It feels so like... Everything is just so sprawling. Everything. So like... There are times where like... Even like even the public transport is not great. So sometimes it's like, oh, it's only like a 15-minute car drive to like the local coffee shop. But it's like a 30-minute walk. And sometimes the bus route is so bad that it's like an hour-long bus ride. And then it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk. With the BE, I don't think of it much for fitness bracelet. The only reason that it might have issues with skin is reading heart rate. But other than stuff I want to say is accurate. Ah, okay, okay. I do like the idea of like gamified gym cardio stuff as well. Because I played Ring Fit for the Switch. And that was actually like the most consistent working out that I was able to do. And I've asked Beans once in a while to like help set it up for me because he has the Switch too now. But I just don't have the energy for it at the end of the day. So maybe that's another route that I could explore is playing Ring Fit. Which I've also wanted to like play that on stream too. But I think I mentioned before that like just hooking up the Switch to my computer via capture card has been like really troublesome for me. And I think Ghosty actually like sent me her like what her setup looks like. And it does seem doable, but I'm also just lazy. Uppies, yay! Is there a good bike infrastructure near you? Kind of, but one big thing with that, kind of embarrassing. I never learned to ride a bike. So which is why I much prefer the bike at a gym, the stationary bike, so I don't hurt myself. And I know it's never too late to try to learn, right? It's never too late to try to learn. Like it's up there with so I never learned to ride a bike, nor have I ever learned to swim. Okay, people have tried to teach me how to swim. One person actually got pretty close. But all throughout my life, I've never been able to like swim strongly. Multiple people have tried. The one person that was like pretty successful with it was someone who worked as a lifeguard. And it's funny, it was during an activity for one of my leadership retreats. You never bike learn what? Yeah, I'm sorry, I never learned how to ride a bike. That just wasn't like I don't know, my parents just never taught me. Well, another thing is like I always just live in apartments and like there was never reason to ride a bike where in the neighborhoods that I lived in, because we would either just take the car or we would walk, you know. Your state is horribly designed like Jesus wept upon those yellow sands for sailors that come to shore. I'm well aware. Like I'm you guys are complaining about it, I'm living it. So like it's like, yeah, that's correct. At least the weather's nice occasionally. Both apps for the VB are dead, so 90% of their functionality is gone. No, but I want to play. I want to raise a little Boltmon. I want to raise a little Shivamon. We can send you the guide again with my sweet colored lines. Yeah, I think I still have the one that Ghosty sent me. Binka learns to ride a bike stream when it's like my 3D model, and like imagine it's my 3D model and like there's no, you don't see like a model for the bike, but you see me like assuming the position to ride a bike, but you just see me like falling repeatedly. I think that would be like a funny stream if I can make that happen, but I just don't know if I could. It'd be funnier if you see me falling over and it's like a stationary bike. Never too late to learn how to ride a bike except for 60 and above. Which, you know, if I'm going on the same trajectory as like I'm 34 and my body is not in great shape. If I'm going on the same trajectory, then yes, I feel like 60 and above, I think that is too late for me to learn. But you never know. Maybe I will become a fit bear. The only thing is I do like my rotundness in my model. Look at this. I like the rotundness of that. So if I get too skinny, it's well, I lose my charm, you know? I can understand that with Capture Special now, the Switch 2, since Nintendo could read it as modding and possible breaking. Oh no. Yeah, that's why I think we have to like set up the first Switch, the classic Switch, I guess, right? Do you sink like a stone or float? Every time I've tried, I feel like I sink. But the thing is, I'm not... Like, is it a density thing? Because I'm very small. I'm only like... My human form is only 5 foot nothing. And, I don't know. I don't... like, it's just that, like, I can never get the handle on swimming. I can only teach people how to not drown. Have you not learned neither literally beach and bikes? Wait, what? Oh, like, how have I not learned to swim or ride the bike? Like, I just didn't live in a neighborhood where, like, biking was that important, I guess? And then I don't live near the beach. Like, but, like, there's also pools. I don't know, I just never did. I feel like, well, I feel like it's not that uncommon for Filipinos to not know how to swim, despite the fact that, like, they live on an island nation, right? I feel like when I meet other Filipinos, it's like a 50-50 chance on whether or not they know how to swim. That with a moving BG would be gold. Friend-shaped indeed. You can be fit and rotund. This is true. This is true. Just look at professional wrestlers. This is true. I've always sunk even when young. Very small. I wonder what it is then. Like, is it a density thing? Or have pure muscles beneath the rotundness. Ooh, yeah, that'd be funny. It's like I look like this, but then when I flex, you just see like an 8-pack. There's 2 workouts for strength and for looks. The thing with me though, with working out, is I don't care too much on what I look like. I don't mind being rotund. It's more of just a health thing, because I do feel like I've shared a little bit on here before. Like, I do feel like I have a litany of like medical problems because I just don't move around that much. You know, I am definitely a little bit on the chubby side. But it is also just like a bunch of health things. Like, I just want to not be, you know, breathing so hard when I climb a staircase. And then I got some stuff with like the thing with like my foot pain. I feel like a lot of that is I need to build leg strength. I think that's like the main thing. Bear made of pure tungsten. That's why I sink. I'm made of pure tungsten. No. That's why whenever the room floods, that's why it's always just like, if it went any higher, I would just drown. I would just be like, I would just float to the surface. And that's the only time I would float. Peeps that just do strength like I do, we keep our roundness. Oh, maybe we should do strength training then. When I was in college, when I was doing my master's, I would actually go to the school gym every so often. And I think I do like strength training in that way, because it's not, like, it is and it isn't repetitive, you know? Like, you do a couple of sets, but then you move on to your next workout, right? Whereas, like, if you're doing strength training for 30 minutes, it feels very, like, diverse, or like there's like a variety of activities you could be doing, whereas if you're 30 minutes on the treadmill, it feels a bit boring and repetitive, and that's why it messes with my sense of time. And I'm like, man, it's too much for me. It's too much. Pick up a heavy water bottle and accidentally flex. I also hate sore legs from basic walking. Yeah. MS for education? No, history. I have an MA in history. I've thought about doing, like, getting a degree in education, but I think if I were to ever get another higher degree, it would be a PhD in either history or anthropology. There are some colleges, okay, admittedly, like, the thing I really want to research the most is mythology and folklore. And I think there are universities that offer that degree in, like, a PhD. But I do feel like something like history and anthropology would be a little bit more, it's more general, you know? It's more general, whereas, like, getting a PhD in mythology and folklore is kind of niche, you know? You also need a 1-year credit for teaching, I think. Oh, the thing is, the thing with my job is that I technically am not accredited. Like, I don't, how do I say this? Yeah, I'm not like an accredited teacher. I work for an educational program, an educational organization. So that one, they just required me to have a degree in art history and or history or anthropology or something related to that field. And then a lot of my teaching just came out of that. So I actually don't work for like Los Bincos Unified or any of the surrounding school districts. I work for like just my organization. But yeah, like I can understand because I don't know, I had these like intrusive thoughts lately of like, there are times where like I mention both on stream, and then if you guys also see me chatting like in other streamers' chats, sometimes I wonder if people are like, is she lying about her job? Because I feel like I say different things that are all applicable. Because I say that I work in education, I say that I work in a classroom, but I also say that I work in an office, but I say that I work in history, and I say that I'm an art history teacher, and I say that I'm a history teacher. And all those things are true. It's just that like, if anyone is like keeping track at home, it's like, is she just lying about her job all the time? Is she just changing it up? Like, because it's like, how do you also work in an office but you also work in a classroom, and how do you teach art history but also history, you know? But those things are all true. Like, it's just that I work for an organization that like covers all those things. Because a teacher without a degree, no. No, I have a degree, it's just not in education. It's not an education. I just know things about educating. I have a lot of colleagues that do have degrees in education, and we all do professional development where we just like share our knowledge together. So I know a thing or two about pedagogy. It's the fancy way of saying like the study of like education, or like a teaching philosophy type thing. I just assumed there was a lot of downtime. Yeah, like that's the main thing, is when school's not in session, I don't have much to do. So that's why I'm usually in the office during like winters and summers. Whereas during fall and spring, that's when I'm usually like, oh yeah, I was out of school this one time and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you're 100% right, Zako, where like I do have like a good amount of downtime. She invented a rich mythology of her own. A tapestry, if you will, of my own lore. Every bear everywhere all at once. So actually, mytho-history is a truly fascinating topic. Literature, anthropology, some cultural geography. All those words that you are putting in the chat, Apolin, they like scratch an itch in my brain. Those are things that I'm like super interested in. A dash of linguistics too, but what's funny is I'm super into linguistics, but I'm also monolingual. Like I'm only fluent in English, and I can understand a fair bit of Tagalog to keep like enough to keep up with the conversation, and I can understand a teensy bit of Japanese and Spanish, not enough to keep up with the conversation, but enough to know that like are they talking about me? Are you talking ish about me? Monolingual, we can change that. Hindi. Now, I feel like in terms of like what languages I understand the most, it's definitely Tagalog is up there, because when I went to the Philippines, I was like, oh, I actually understand everything that like these two people are conversing about. I just can't respond to what they're saying. And it's funny, I forgot if I told the story, but when I was in Manila, there were those malls, or those like places that feel more like swap meets, so to speak. Chicken cheese meets. There are these swap meets where it's definitely a little bit more there's gonna be booths where they're selling things that are really convincing forgeries, really convincing fake purses and shoes. And my mom loves those places. And my brother too. My brother really ended up liking those kinds of places. But my mom told me something like, or I forgot if it was my mom or someone else. I was like, oh, don't speak English, because if they know that we're not from here, they're gonna upcharge us. And I was like, okay, I could do that. I could not speak English. Sure. I know a little bit of Tagalog. This should be fine. And then my mom like took me with her into like this place that was selling purses and stuff, and then she started asking me in Tagalog. She was like, "Oh, do you think your mother-in-law would like this purse?" And I couldn't like respond to her. Like my mind just blanked. I just like shrugged. I just shrugged a lot, and I would just say one of two things that just translates to the same thing. I would say either hindi ko alam, which is like I don't know, and ewan ko, which is also I don't know. So I was just saying I don't know, I don't know. She was like, "What about this? Do you think she would like this purse? What about this one?" And I just like shrug. So I just don't have the memory recall to like converse in the language, but I can understand a fair bit. Spanish is a lot harder, even though I grew up in Los Pincos, so I've been exposed to like Spanish, especially like Mexican Spanish, my entire life. So hello, Narbrosit. Hello, welcome to the class. Welcome. I'm just yapping for a bit before we get into our Digimon games, but I'm talking about languages. I'm talking about what languages I do and don't know. And I only know English, but I can understand a few other languages. So yeah, I grew up in Los Pincos my entire life. So I've heard specifically Mexican Spanish spoken my entire life, but I don't understand it as well as I do Tagalog, especially if they talk fast. If it's super fast, I cannot like understand a single thing. Like they have to be talking really slow for me to understand like kind of the gist of the conversation, especially with context. And then I did also take Spanish in high school. I took 3 years, but after the first year, I didn't retain a lot of it. So I can understand a couple of like very, very, very few things. Like I know when someone starts a sentence with like creo que, right? Like oh, I believe blah blah blah. Yo tengo hambre. Muchas gracias. Cállate. Cállate. Siéntate. That's what my teacher would say all the time. Cállate. Siéntate. I do want to be familiar with Spanish so I can watch telenovelas without translation. Yeah, for real though. I think it would just be very useful due to the area that I live in to know Spanish. So maybe one of these days I'll try to like, I don't know, put a little bit more effort in learning Spanish. But yeah, that, and then Japanese, that one is more so like the main exposure is like anime and like video games and stuff. But I did try to have like a concentrated effort in learning it. So that one I can like kind of sort of understand, like if I have the context, but I can like no way in heck I can actually like converse in it. So after that, yeah, I think those are the only 3 languages that I like really can like kind of understand. There's another Filipino language for those unfamiliar with like Filipino languages. There's one called Bisaya. My mom is Bisaya and she speaks Bisaya. I can't understand that one like at all. And it's funny because I took like a 10-week class. I took like a 10-week class on it as well. Like it was like during the height of the Panera bread, the panorama. So I remember taking like a 10-week class and I learned a little bit of vocab, but it's just too different from Tagalog. Well, not too different. There's actually like quite a bit of overlap, especially with the kind of Bisaya my mom speaks. But it was just it was just different. It was just different. You want to learn Bisaya too? Man, I would love to like understand a little. Like I can tell when Bisaya is being spoken because it sounds so different from Tagalog. I only know Yungkuan. I'm trying to remember like what I know. Irog is dog. That's I think that's all I know. Because in Tagalog, it's aso, right? But in Tagalog, I just know it's irog. And then I know that in Bisaya, they mix up their E's and I's and their U's and O's, right? Because my dad's kind of mean when it comes to other Filipino languages. I took like 4 years of French and all I remember is the aller verb song. That's not the same. Is it the Alouette song? Alouette, je te alouette. Alouette, je te alouette. Is it that song? I followed someone on TikTok who just captured casually knew like 10 languages and kept learning more because she wanted the gossip. That's like the best reason though. That's like the best reason is to like know when someone's talking trash. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite like linguistic or like polyglot content creators is Xiaomon. You guys familiar with that guy? He's like a white guy from New York. But it's not that song? Ah, okay. Tell me the song. So Xiaomon, he's the yeah, feel free to send it. Xiaomon is like this white guy from New York, but he studied in Beijing for college, and I think he has a Chinese wife. So he's super fluent in Mandarin. Oh, thank you. I just saw your message. Beeplebees. Thank you. Yeah, Jama NYC. Yeah, Jama is great. Yeah. I love that guy. So he's super fluent in Mandarin, but he can also speak a bit of Cantonese and then like different dialects as well. Which I don't know if I know in Filipino languages, technically they're not dialects; they're actually different languages because they're not all mutually intelligible. Like if someone were speaking one of the Filipino languages and another was speaking another, they wouldn't be able to understand each other. It's not mutually intelligible. But I don't know if that's also the case with the Chinese languages, because people like to say that it's like, oh yeah, it's a Chinese dialect. It's like Fuzhouese or I don't know the other ones. but I don't know if it's like a language or a dialect. I'd be very curious about that. Fuzhou, some other obscure ones, and a few that are dying out in a way. The best, yeah, the ones where he rocks the Fuzhou dialect. Yeah, exactly. Those ones are really neat. So I like the videos where he like goes to a place and people don't know that he can speak the language, and like he went to like a nail place once, and the owners were like talking ish, right? they're throwing shade, and then he starts like dropping the Mandarin, and the people are always like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. It's so funny. He's almost fluent in like just a month. It's crazy. Yeah, because a lot of his content is him being like, oh, I learned this language and I'm gonna surprise the people that speak it, which I think is perfect that he's from New York, because just like with Los Pincos, like both those places are very diverse. They have their own like enclaves of like, you know, little Tokyo, little Beijing, Koreatown, stuff like that. So he's able to go to these enclaves and kind of practice, which I think is really neat. And what I like too is that he is also exploring other languages, like indigenous languages that aren't being taught as much. And then if you look at some of his latest videos, they're even crazier, because he straight up like tried to learn how to speak the language of chimpanzees or bonobos. It's one of the two. Like he tried to learn how to speak to chimpanzees and bonobos, and then another one is like trying to speak to dolphins. And albeit the dolphin one, he wasn't super successful with it, because humans just can't make the same like I think it's like pitch of like clicks that dolphins can. But it's like, dang, you're learning how to like, bro has learned so many human languages that he's skipping over to animal languages. Baiting them by only speaking English. Yeah. He jumps right into language learning by skipping the route of memorization of vocab and just immediately jump into simple conversational phrases and builds from there. Which I think should be, I think that's like a good move. Like, one of the best ways to learn the language is immersion. And I feel like at the end of the Tokyo trip that me and Beans took, I do feel like I was starting to understand a little bit more Japanese, but that was only like a 2-week trip, right? If you are like fully immersed in it in like a year or something, that would probably be infinitely more helpful than just doing lessons out of a book for a year. So I think that's probably why like I understand the most like Tagalog, and then next to that is like Japanese, Spanish, because those are 3 languages I hear pretty regularly. Or at least with Tagalog. I actually don't hear Tagalog as regularly as I used to, because, you know, I grew up with my parents speaking it. Not to me, but to each other. And then I grew up like hearing Spanish because I live in Los Pincos. I grew up listening to a little bit of Japanese because of anime and all that. But other languages, for example, like I just don't have that much of a grasp. Beans actually speaks Russian. His whole family like speaks Russian, and I would like to learn a little bit more, especially when we go to family parties. It's funny because his grandparents also, they always try very hard to like okay, so if you guys didn't know, in like Slavic cultures, because he himself is not Russian, he's from a place called Uzbekistan, which is like one of those like former Soviet like locations. But in those like Slavic cultures, like you always, if you're like celebrating someone's birthday or anniversary or something, like someone, if you're celebrating someone, you always do like a toast, and then you take a shot. But the toasts are usually in Russian, but there are some times where Beans's grandparents will try to speak English just because they know that I'm like also listening, and it means a lot. But it always ends up with like, you should learn Russian. And it's like easier said than done, because I feel like, at least with Spanish, that's a Romance language. That's like not too far off from English, even though English is Germanic. Tagalog, I grew up hearing it. Japanese is a completely different language family, but I don't know. Well, you just reminded me of a video of a guy speaking Vietnamese to a waiter, but the waiter can't understand. Oh no. Should I put it in general? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Has this song been playing on loop, or is it just way longer than I remember? Oh, King? I think there's just a bunch of different versions of King. I'll listen to something else. Let's see what else we can listen to. Let's listen to Eyeliner. There we go. Nihongo Jozu, no! Yeah. Nihongo heta. Galahughes, hello! Talented multilingual bear. I'm not multilingual. I'm not. I can only understand. I can't speak. I can only understand. Left side, right side. Left side. You are king. Exactly. I do like that. I feel like that is the VTuber song. I just realized this artist that I'm listening to, you know how on Spotify they have like a banner? I wonder if I could just like show this to you. Like, I want to show you what this banner looks like, because it's like I'm listening to a band called Eyeliner. Wait, no, how do I do this? Another model sibling has appeared. Yes! Galahughes and Owen. Well, Owen, I know yours is coming up soon, right? But yes, we are all the VTuber kids of Big Ham. Wait, how do I show this? There we go. I want to show you what this banner looks like. The Animorphs car, yeah. Big children. I don't know, that just tickled me. Alright, let's put the music back on here. Animorphs references like this kill me, right? Has anyone done an Uma? Someone has to have done an Uma Musume one, right? VMorphs. But yeah, for those that are joining in, we were talking about different languages and stuff. How it'd be nice to learn a whole bunch of languages. So maybe that is the route, like more immersion based, and just start going with like simple conversational sentences rather than trying to memorize every single vocab. Cause man, it'd be rough out here. And I guess just practice, right? Like practicing with someone that you're able to speak the language with. Cause when I was trying to learn Tagalog, I could only speak it with, I didn't live with my parents by that point. I had already moved to an apartment near my college, and then after that I started living with Beans. So, I actually didn't have too many opportunities to practice Tagalog outside of class. So with that in mind, maybe Russian would be the move in terms of like what language I should learn, because I live with Beans and his family. They all speak Russian fluently. So, though what's funny is that I can kind of read Cyrillic, the Russian alphabet, but I don't think Beans can. So that's something that we could probably teach each other. Imagine being stuck mid-morph on car. I'm not saying, okay, I'm not saying I ever will do this, but if I ever get like a human version of myself, like a human model, should I do like I should do like an Animorph style, like, art of myself. No! You know what? It shouldn't be with like a human version. It shouldn't be a human version. It should be like a photo of a real sun bear. It should be a photo of a real sun bear, and then it's morphing into my model. Because there was one time, it was for like World Sun Bear Day, that I drew a piece of art with like myself with like a more like a sun bear that actually looks like a sun bear, and I was like, dang, I really took a lot of liberties with my model. To the point where like I don't even look that much like I just look like a bear. You're a sun bear? I can check that off my checklist. Yeah, I'm a sun bear. I'm those little like weird looking ones. Those little weird looking dudes. Let me see if I can... Wait, sun bear. I always take pleasure in showing off my brethren, my sister, and my sibling, and... There we go. You're collecting bears? Add me to the collection. Look at that. The tongue. This one where he's like waving. What a criatura. Like a good morph or nonsensical flash animation tweening morph. ¿Por qué no los dos? Totally not a dude in a suit. They're not. That's just how they look. Actually, one of my favorite accounts. Let me see if I can... Let me show you one of my favorites. I repost from them every so often, or retweet. Wait, okay, I want to show you guys this tweet. This one, it's from like a daily bear posting account, but it's babies, it's baby sun bears, and they look like, this is what I look like as a cub. When you guys are being mean to me, this is who you're being mean to. When you guys are throwing things at me and calling me short and laughing at me, this is who you're being mean to. Can you live with that? Can you live with that on your soul? Can you sleep at night knowing that you're making fun of a small little, cute little bear? So many guys in weird bear suits. No, hey, you just threw it at this baby. You just threw it at this baby. Are you okay with that, Mega Bronson? No. I'm not a jerk. You're pointing and laughing at a You're pointing and laughing at a baby bear. How does that feel on your conscience? How does that feel? You guys are riffing and throwing things at a little baby. I'm not saying that I'm a baby, but we think of Animorphs into Gundramon. It is always screaming. Surprise Pikachu bear. Like, don't they always look like they have googly eyes? It looks like someone just tacked on little googly eyes on a little baby bear. This is what the person on the side of the street selling chihuahuas is giving you. It's like, yeah, I don't know why my chihuahua has turned into a humongous... Okay, let's be real. It's not gonna be humongous. Like, into a big bear. If you guys... You know what's funny is, I did see a couple of my brethren at the Sandy Bear Go Zoo. The Sandy Bear Go Zoo. They are actually very small. They are, like... My like VTuber model, my canonical height is 4 feet tall, but that's actually like pretty ordinary in terms of like bear height. They're very tiny. Okay, this is one of my favorite accounts here. I'll link them. They are the BSBCC Japan. They're actually an organization that supports sun bears, that like takes care of them and stuff. So you know, maybe consider supporting them. Not at all like my bear type. Yeah, it's so funny. I think Cielo was the one who made like the best fan art of like me and Folk, where It's like I wish I could find it. I should save it. I should save it. There's Art of Me and Folk drawn by Cielo Slug where you just see Folk. You got it? Oh man. If you could post that. Look at him. Look at my brethren in their natural habitat. They're tiny. Oh, you know what? We do have an ad break coming up, so let's see. Once we find that fan art, I will show it to you all, and then maybe we'll start. They're so lanky. I know they're funny looking. You're very average height, not short at all. I am very average height. Don't forget it. Man standing emoji in bear form. It was made when I was still white height, but the joke is still right. I'll post it in general in the Discord. Yes! Yes! Let me show this to you guys before the ad break. Look, it's me and Folk! This was drawn by Cielo Slug. That's like accurate. That's accurate to our height. I kind of love that. I remember when Cielo like posted it, didn't someone say like it almost looks like Folk is my stand? I feel like it'd be the opposite. I feel like I'm the stand. Need a banana for scale. The banana, I guess would be the size of my shoe. Some Cielo arts, right? Doesn't look great. I don't know, we can talk about it. Or we can discuss on the side, Folk, whether you want to be the stand or if you want me to be the stand. How tall is Folk canonically? That's a good question. I actually don't know off the top of my head. But, unfortunately, we do have an ad break coming up. I do need to, get some water for myself. 7 feet, there you go. 7 feet and I'm 4 feet. That means, oh my god. Twinsies! Wait, I love that. Alright, we're gonna have our ad break for those that have to go through the- oh no! There we go. For those that don't have the ad break, you guys can play here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water. Okie dokie. I got my water. I also got a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of Russian chocolate from the kitchen. I see you guys are talking about ads about, let's see, a 2-minute long tutorial on how to install a lamp. I guess it's a useful, it's a, I guess, would ads be more tolerable to people overall if they taught you a good skill while they were at it, right? Because I do tend to just zone out when it comes to like the ad breaks. But it's like, oh, now I learned something new. What if it's one of those ads that, you know, like those ads where it's for like a game app and they're doing something so bad that it makes you want to install the app to be like, see, I could do it so much better than them. And it's like, that's the strat, right? Like you open up the game and you play it so bad that it's like rage baiting. I wonder if one of these breaks we could sneak the green car on the other side of the fence and hold up traffic for the day. No, there's enough traffic in Los Bincos. There's so much traffic. And that's why when you learn to drive in Los Bincos, you become evil. That is not a joke. Like, I've only known Los Bincos traffic and Los Bincos driving, but man, like, from the way that I hear things, it feels like every other place to drive, every other state, like driving in it is apparently a utopia, maybe even a fruitopia. By the end of the break, it'll be a master lamp installer. It's to make you think, wow, that lamp sure is easy to install. I'll take 10. I'm so good at installing lamps now. Hello, mother. I've graduated electrician school. Yahoo! Yippee! The only club to graduate with a non-crime-based skill set. Exactly! Exactly! Once I watched an entire ad for a dumb mobile game solely because the start of it was so absurd that I thought it was legit comedy skit. I kind of like those though, because it's like, yeah, are they just like, is the writing so, like, is the writing bad? Or is it so good that like they really pulled off the feeling of this ad being bad? You know? You ever watch ad spots in older shows like Jack Benny or Ed Wynn show? They used to try a lot harder. I think in general. Okay, so have you guys ever seen those compilations of commercials from the 90s to the 2000s? Because I don't know, I do have these moods where I'm just feeling very nostalgic, and there are these just compilations of those. And it does feel like, yeah, like commercials are like, they're so bothersome to like interrupt the show that we're watching, but it did feel like they tried, you know? It did feel like they tried a little bit harder than nowadays. It was so weird. Ooh, tell us more, Gala Hughes. Tell us more. It was so weird, like this pregnant woman was on the floor of the mechanic shop and she was getting kicked out, and then a random couple came and gave her $400 and told her to play a match 3 game. This is peak neo unironic ironic comedy. Yeah, okay, even just from that description, I wouldn't know where to like, what to think. It's like, is this postmodern? Is this that Pomo I've been hearing so much about? Hells yeah, that's where Ernest got started. Old commercials, that is. I think of not just commercials either trying hard. I think of, if any of y'all grew up with like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. I want to say more so Cartoon Network, but they used to have these animated segments where they would just chop together footage from different animated shows that they happen to have. So like Samurai Jack and like Kids Next Door, Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, and it would show them like interacting together. Sometimes it was like animated for that commercial, but other times it was just like things that were like spliced together. Yeah, the bumpers. It was more obvious that it was edited together when it was Kids WB. Kids WB would have these things where like all their like franchises and characters from different shows were like singing the national anthem for the 4th of July. So it'd be like Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And or rather the Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Luffy from One Piece and Sonic and like Cubix or something, and they're all singing the national anthem. Oh, and what's the name of the main character from Shaman King? Yo? No, is it Yo? Asakusa? Him too. On Canadian television, we also had a bunch of heritage minutes or stuff from Concerned Children advertisers. Concerned Children, oh no. The Origin of the Samurai Jack, Johnny Bravo romance. Oh, for real, for real. What if we were at the supermarket and getting groceries and then Yu-Gi-Oh was at the checkout line? Oh my god, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! That's so real. It's John Samurai from Samurai Jack. It's John Yu-Gi-Oh from Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, let's get back to class, shall we? Let's get back to class. I know we should be starting our game soon, but I'm having some fun yapping too. But I just really like those bumpers because it just felt like there was a little bit more. Okay, tell you what, let's watch at least the Kids WB one. Let's watch the Kids WB one, and then and then we'll get into our Digimon tease. Ah, no, I'm spoiling what I wanted to mosh to today. That'll be at the end. I think Cartoon Network also had little animated sections that involved, yeah, MF Doom as one of the voice of one of the characters. I forgot Kids WB existed. Oh my gosh, I remember like growing up on that. I was like, that was when I was like way too into Yu-Gi-Oh! One might even say obsessed. Okay, I specifically want the 4th of July one. Because it's just so strange seeing all your favorite characters singing the national anthem. I don't know if they have it. Okay, we'll just look at like there's like compilations of the bumpers. I was a Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon baby. Disney Channel, I don't know her. That's also, I also barely watched Disney Channel growing up. I feel like I didn't get cable until no, actually I think I was like a preteen when I finally had cable, because before that it was just watching the Maury show and the Jerry Springer show when Kids WB wasn't on. But I do remember like eventually getting cable, so I just don't remember watching too much of Disney Channel, but I agree, I was definitely like a Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon kind of gal. You ever seen the Too Many? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. The Too Many Cooks sketch? That's like an Adult Swim one, right? Like, that one is... Oh my god. That one just continues to befuddle an unedited footage of a bear. That one, I don't know if I'm actually familiar with that one. Oh yeah, we're moshing to this at the end of the stream, by the way. So the Kids WB bumpers. Let me turn off the... Oh, it's so loud. Like, look at this editing! Like, I love the difference in quality, but then again, you can't really tell the difference in quality because, I don't know, like, this quality doesn't look great either, but I don't know, it's just, I love that they're, like, editing all this stuff together. Little animated guy? Wait, we're the ones where they're, like... pasted together. I want the one with like Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe this one? Yeah! Yeah, like look at this. Oh my god, X-Men Evolution! It's him! It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's John Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I don't know, there's just so much charm to this. There's just so much charm to, like, someone went and, like, cut out Scooby-Doo and put him into this, like, scene. With the charming little CG graphics and live action actors and stuff. Wait, was Kids WB where they had the weird evil hecked up version of Looney Tunes? I think weird. The one where they're babies, or it's like the kid versions? Cause it might have. Cause I do remember watching Looney Tunes more on Cartoon Network. Like the original OG, like the ones from like the 50s and 60s and 70s. The babies, the edge. Oh my gosh! Yes! Yes! I don't remember what it's called, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Where it's like their outfits are like predominantly black, and like, yeah, it's like super edgy, but it's like it's like Daffy Duck and like Bugs Bunny, and like I want to say Lola Bunny as well, Tasmanian Devil. I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot what they were called though. Wait, let me see if I could just Google it. 2000s. It was like a 2000s Looney Tunes. If I put edgy, is it gonna know what I'm talking about? Lunatics Unleashed. It's Lunatics Unleashed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you said it. Okay, not gonna lie though, this is pretty interesting, like, shape language. We need, like, a good... Here we go. Oh my god! Yeah, it's like Tasmanian Devil, Lola, Bugs, Wile E. Coyote, and the Roadrunner, and Daffy Duck. Why did they do that to them, right? Chasing that Who Framed Roger Rabbit vibe in a good way. Yeah, I miss it. I miss, like, how much effort was put into that. This is kind of giving me Teen Titans on CN is doing numbers. Let's make it again. I never actually watched it. Like, were any of the plot points like that? Like, was it edgier? Was it like, oh man, Lola and Bugs are like kind of going through it right now, you know? Oh my gosh, what a blast from the past. This is so Y2K, right? This is so like of that time period. It's funny because I was just looking at the aesthetics wiki because I never watched it. Yeah, me neither. So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if it is like, because if you look at the like costumes too, it also vaguely reminds me of like Static Shock, which I completely like. I remember watching it as a kid, but I completely forgot like how good of a job it did at like addressing certain issues that kids from like inner cities or just kids from like environments that are less than ideal, like it did a good job of like addressing a lot of the problems that they would go through. Because there was like a I don't know, it's one of those shows that talks about superheroes, but it's like goes into the reasons why like someone might become a supervillain, right? It's not always just like, oh, this person's just evil. It's like, nah, they're like the product of like a really rough upbringing or like a tough community. So I don't know, I kind of appreciated that, and I kind of forgot that that was like a thing that they did until people started posting about it on Twitter, and I was like, oh dang, that's right. They had like a hero who was like a reformed villain, but he also had like dyslexia, and you kind of saw him like kind of navigating through that. I don't know, it was pretty good. Apparently this was in the far future, and these are the great-great-grandchildren of the actual Looney Tunes characters with superpowers because reasons. Yeah, you know what? Then it's not giving Static Shock, it's giving Batman Beyond. Right? Like Terry McGinnis, he's like the sleeker, darker version of Batman, even though Batman's already sleek and dark. Static was pretty good. I remember having the Kangor theme stuck in my head. Also, the villain designs in or even the hero designs too. Sorry, I hear Schnackery at my door, so I hear my cat at the door, so let me go get him real quick. Okay, we're back. Schnackery is in the premises. You might hear some meows once in a while. It is him demanding pets, and I will give it to him. George! Good evening, George! We totally weren't showering praises on you earlier. Don't look at the VOD. Batman Beyond? No, it isn't. It looks like it, right? Like it's giving Batman Beyond. It's giving Batman Beyond. Because I didn't know the plot of this was that they're in the far-flung future, right? Yeah, shoutouts to George. He made this super cool transition. Take a look. Like this. Right? Even Schnackery's looking at the transition. George sucks. What does everyone even like about him? He's just some old guy that likes pranks. Pranks? You like pranks? Get out of here. Get out of here. With your animating butt. Yeah. So yeah, we were talking about, you know, my usual affairs of talking about the nostalgias. And sometimes I feel like I am like the member berries from South Park. Like, remember this? Remember Kids WB? Yeah, I remember Lunatics Unleashed? Yeah. But I think now it's been over an hour and 20 minutes. Are you guys okay if I play some Digimon TCG games? If you guys are okay with that, have a bear. Wait. There we go. Have a bear for your troubles. So I'm gonna be playing a Bakun, hearts racing with you. Emotions all brand new. Run through the gate. I only know the English version. If we go 4 more minutes, we got a solid hour and a half though. Okay, fine. We can do that. We can do 4 more minutes. Have a bear. Today is Benton's Protection Day. Yeah, so this org, I've talked about them before because there's a bear. Hello, you got your sticker. Hello. We're looking at bear pictures. We were talking about nostalgia thing, but now we're looking at bears because they're just so. Oh my gosh! Look how cute this is. See, this is what I look like as a cub. Champurrado? Oh, the sticker. I thought you were looking at the bear and was like, Champurrado. And I'm like, wait, that's actually a really cute bear name. No thoughts, only climb. I feel like food names for bears are always... call me biased, but I feel like food names are really cute for bears because, you know, like, imagine like a Champurrado the bear, but also I think... What game is it that has a character named Hamburger? Or no, Cheeseburger. There's a game, I think it's like Far Cry, or maybe like a Ubisoft game, that has a character that's just called Cheeseburger the Bear. And I'm like, that's such a good name. That's an amazing name. Oh, look at his little feet. His little hands. Wait, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Oh, Far Cry 5. I think of Fredburger. Why does that sound familiar? The coolest animal. Why does that sound familiar? Fredburger? Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! This is Billy and Mandy, right? Yeah. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Fredburger. What is Underfist? What is that? I kind of dislike that fandom.com does this, where the ads are like way too intrusive. Billy and Mandy's another one that I like kind of sort of watch, but I feel like that was more so my younger siblings' generation. My younger brother, he really likes Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Creatures? Imaginary Friends. He really liked it, and I remember his PFP for a while was just Blue. Yeah, Friends. Yeah. He's just a guy. Grim Adventures had pretty solid writing. Yeah, I every time I like popped in to like, you know, babysit my little brother, just watch over him, he would be watching stuff like this. So I remember some things about it, but something that's a little bit more cursed. I don't know if any of you know where I'm going with this, but when it comes to Billy and Mandy, are you guys familiar with Yes, Gojikins, do you know do you know where I'm going with this? Because it was kind of messed up. It was kind of like, in retrospect, it was like very cool and edgy for its time. But is that what it was called? Is that what it was called, Gallius? Wait, let me Google it. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Because I forgot what it was called. Because like the guy that drew it. Don't worry, I'll explain for those who aren't in the know. I will explain the context. But there is a guy named Bleedman who drew comics back in the 2000s. I was obsessed. Yes, yes. I'll catch up on chat as well, but there's a guy named Bleedman who like drew comics, and I think one of the first ones he like drew was Powerpuff Girls Dojinshi. And basically it was like anime style. You know what? This is such a good showcase of like his art. Yes. Yeah. So he would draw stuff like this, but he would make it like super edgy. Like basically it was like Powerpuff Girls stories, but like crossovers with like Dexter's Lab and other like Cartoon Network franchises. And he did like doujinshi of them. But of course this was the 2000s. This was like Y2K era. So there was a lot of edgy stuff. There was a lot of, yeah, like one of Dexter's biggest like backstories is the fact that Dee Dee dies. Like showed the panel where Dee Dee dies. I actually don't remember. I don't remember, like, I just remember that was part of his backstory. Like everyone had like an edgy backstory, right? So I used to read so many edgy webcomics. Yeah. Yeah. So not only did he do that, he also did a webcomic where it was Billy and like the characters from Billy and Mandy, but Mandy grew up and married Grimm and had kids with Grimm, and these are their two kids. And one of what were their names? Was it like Grimm Jr. and I actually forgot their names, but I remember reading this. The skeleton babies. But it was pretty controversial because of the way that like they depicted how the babies were born. Yeah. Like, Nani? Wait, let me catch up because y'all definitely reacted when I like brought this up. I worked with the main color artist on Foster's. They're like, oh, cool, nice. You don't know all the names of Craig McCracken's body of work by heart. I don't. I'm a fake fan. Oh no! This is not the reference I was expecting to hear tonight. Powerpuff Girls comic. I was obsessed. The Powerpuff Girls doujinshi. Oh god, not this. A classmate was super obsessed as well, and she kept feeding me it. Yeah. Oh, and the thing is, the art was actually really good. Like the way that this person drew, it was like pretty unique for its time because yeah, it's anime style, but it was like this guy's like own. I don't know. He had like a very personal spin on it. I was obsessed with their white PPGOC. What the F? Yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. I will say that. I used to read so many edgy webcomics. That's why I'm a catboy on the internet. Skeleton babies. The webcomic to Catboy Pipeline. The daughter died and she got revived. Something. It was that, but do you remember there was also controversy because of I think they had mentioned 9/11 in some way. And then I think the implication was for these babies to be born because they're undead. I think they essentially like either they had to be born and then die as babies, or basically like Mandy straight up got an abortion and that's how they were like quote unquote born, right? There was something that was like controversial about it other than just the 9/11 thing. But once again, very much a product of its time. Sans is a Tumblr sexy man. Oh my gosh. Traumatic memory unlocked. Thanks. Just early 2000s weep things. This brings me pain. Bleedman by Beloved. Hot take. This person's PPG adaptation was way better than what Japan got in. Okay, yeah, because they came out around the same time. I remember being kind of excited for PPGZ and then watching a couple episodes and being like, whatever. like I'm kind of whatever's on it. But this, I was hooked. I was like reading every chapter as it came out. And yeah, this is the artist's name is his handle is Bleedman, but his actual name is Vincent Ngo. Yeah, the Grim Tales from Down Below. That's what this was. Who the heck is this? Who the heck is this? I have not been keeping up with this. Minnie, Mandy, and Grim Jr. Oh yeah, she has different. Oh dang it! I keep on accidentally like. Ragdoll, Spirit, Skeleton. Oh my gosh, that's right. Isn't it that okay, so she's not even the child of Grim and Mandy. She's like I think Mandy cheated on Grim with what's his name? Nerg something? I think it was something about Grim Jr. being jealous that his sister was the more loved child and then she had to sacrifice herself to save him. I think so, yeah. It was a wild ride. I'm unlocking long forgotten memories. Doxed. I guess, yeah, at first when I scrolled up, I was like, well, I guess if the wiki has the guy's name, it should be fine. That's the daughter of Aku from Samurai Jack who has a crush on him from PPG. Yes! Yeah, oh my gosh, you remember way more than I remember because I do remember like the the girl that the crush the daughter of him from Powerpuff Girls. I remember her definitely, but I don't remember Aku from Samurai or the daughter of Aku from Samurai Jack. Wasn't Bleeman like inappropriate? Was he? Well, the thing is like with the content that he made, it's not it wouldn't be too like it's unfortunate, but yeah, he did kind of like his illustrations did kind of like imply that he would have been into that. Nurgle, the weird goo guy. Yeah, Nurgle, that's right, Billy's uncle. I think so. I vaguely remember this stuff. I think I knew about it but didn't actually read it. Deadass, sometimes this memory resurfaces and I go check if these comics are still alive. And they are, right? Like I remember checking on like he had a comic that was like based on like I don't know, some kind of like Gumdrop Sweets universe. And I remember checking on it thinking like, oh, there's no way it's still going. And I think it is. I think he's still publishing chapters like up until now. But yeah, I unfortunately do think, yeah, Sugar Bits. Yeah, that one. Unfortunately, I do think, I don't know if the actual author was like inappropriate with kids, but like considering the kind of stuff that he drew, because it's like I don't know if it's just like one of those like oh it's edgy because it's a product of its time, or if the guy was really kind of like messed up like that. But yeah, that I just remember. Oh yeah, see, production controversy. I just remember this being quite the time. Sometimes I look back on the Sonic Sprite comics I used to read and find out about a decade of insane internet drama about nepo babies and long distance relationships and probably drugs. Dang. You ever see the Natrix take on Powerpuff Girls on topic of edgy reimagines? I have not, but let's Google it. Natrix. Whoa. Powerpuff Girls? When I'm Googling Natrix Powerpuff Girls, this is what the heck? Okay. This is what I'm seeing. It definitely feels very edgy because it's like they got stuff strapped to them. You know what? It's giving it's reminding me of not Fallout, BioShock. The little sisters from BioShock. Professor Utonium being dastardly, Mojo Jojo. The girls in the tanks. Their PPG characters had a whole fighting flash game that I was obsessed with. Bubbles Arms! Yeah, I saw that one too while looking at this. With the little tag. Poor Mojo Jojo. Okay, even in like the canon material, I forgot what it was that like I watched an episode and was like, oh man, poor Mojo Jojo. That's scary. She has fun speed draws on the YouTubes. Ooh, might check it out. Might check it out. If Powerpuff Girls wasn't for kids, I think like around this time, like around the time of like just not just the Powerpuff Girls and like the Gendy Tarkovsky style like Cartoon Network stuff, there was like an influx of people who had those theories of like they were dead all along, like kind of like in that vein of like, oh, this cute little story, actually it's much darker than you think. I don't know, you guys remember those fan theories of like, especially I think like Ed, Edd and Eddy was one of them, where it's like, oh, the reason why they never leave the cul-de-sac is because it's a metaphor for hell and all these kids are like in hell. He's a victim. I feel like I've seen at least 5 different dark gritty PPG reimaginings. Okay, but those theories are boring and anti-fun. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I remember as like a preteen, I thought they were neat. And then like once you reach your 5th one, where it's like, oh, the first season of Pokemon, Ash was in a coma all along. Oh, Ed, Edd and Eddy, they were dead all along. Oh, Powerpuff Girls, they were dead all along. Like, it does get, like, very repetitive and boring, right? Yeah, the Ed, Edd and Eddy Purgatory. They just want to get Jawbreakers. And I do wonder, I don't think that they're correlated, but I think in later seasons, Ed and Eddy do end up leaving the cul-de-sac and they like have episodes where they're at school, right? So I don't think it's correlated to those fan theories, but it'd be funny if like one of the creators is like, nah, we can't be having these fan theories. They gotta go to school now. They can't just be like out around the cul-de-sac with those Jawbreakers that are like 5 times the size of their head. They gotta be going to school, getting themselves an edumacation. I love the school episodes so much. I think by the time they got to the school episodes, I didn't watch it as much. But once again, I think that was like my little siblings' generation. Eddy's brother even shows up, which goes against a lot of the fan theories too. I saw that too. I saw that on Twitter. That like he actually is as like, cause like wasn't a big thing was like Eddy like I idolized his brother and he was saying like, oh, my brother did this and that, and then it's revealed that he's like the brother's also somewhat of like a con artist and he's like kind of pathetic. And I think he like, does he insult Eddy and someone sticks up for Eddy? Yeah, I think by that point I wasn't really watching it anymore, but just seeing that on Twitter was like, oh wow, so they actually like included that. Meeting Eddy's and their brother in the series finale movie was peak. Yeah, it was all. Oh, the finale movie. Oh, so it's done. I mean, not that I had any illusion that like, oh, maybe Ed and Eddy is like still going on. Not that I had any like inkling of that, but like, okay, so it had its series finale. Cool. Okay. Because now I'm like, what other series like? I think like Hey Arnold had a finale, right? Where was there like a movie that centers around his parents? I need to get around to watching that movie sometime. Ed and Eddy is a perfect show with a perfect ending, which is so rare nowadays, right? Because I thought Futurama had a perfect ending. Well, okay, it had like multiple endings, but the ending, how do I say this without spoiling it? Because there's like multiple endings in Futurama. The one that has like that, okay, the one that loops into the first episode. I think that one was like the perfect ending. And then I found out that like Futurama had yet another, not reboot, but like continuation. I didn't watch it, but in my opinion, it's like, why would you keep on going? Why would you build upon something that already ended a perfect way, you know? Kind of like whenever I find out that there's another Toy Story being announced. Cause like, did you hear that they announced like there's gonna be a Toy Story 5 and then there's gonna be a Coco 2? And I'm like, Coco was fine like as a standalone movie. Why does there have to be a Coco 2? And then I didn't watch Toy Story 4, but I heard that there's a 5 now. But I'm like, Toy Story 3 ended like perfectly. Like that was a really good like ending. So why? Yeah, as Matthew says, yeah, because money. But it's like, man, let's see. Thank God it's still not going on. I'm still mad that Disney ruined Doug. That one I didn't watch too much either. Like I watched occasionally. I knew some of the characters, but I I feel like I watched more Recess than I did Doug, but I have no doubt in my mind that Disney ruined it somehow. No show deserves the SpongeBob treatment or Simpsons treatment. Like that show is still very close to my heart. But no, actually, I did hear that. Like the cool thing about The Simpsons going for so long is now they're being very avant-garde with it. They're being very like experimental with it. There's even an episode where, I think it's like a Westworld like non-canon episode where, there's like a Simpsons theme park, which they would never have in real life. Surely not in Universal Studios Berrywood, right? But it was like a Simpsons theme park where like the like tourists can experience all of the iconic parts of The Simpsons. I thought that was pretty neat because it does go into like just how long-lived The Simpsons is. But no, yeah, I agree. Like after a while, it's like, oh no, this show has lost its soul. Remember when PPG had a whole movie as a pilot? Cinema. Absolute cinnamon. That, I don't know if I do remember. Which ending though? Exactly, Gojikins. Which one? Yeah, the one that loops into the, if we're talking about Futurama, the one that loops into the first episode. Which, I don't know if the most recent season did that as well, but you know. Me at Shrek. Actually, I don't know if I've definitely seen the first 2 Shrek movies. Which is why I'm also like, oh, why did that one get another movie? Alas, it is simply the corporate greed and squeezing content for all it's worth. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Which is why oh, K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah. I actually haven't watched it yet, but I've heard good things. And I've seen clips. And I'm pretty sure I've been spoiled on the entire plot, but it looks cool. Coco 2, the character on the movie, is based on died. Yeah, that's what I was saying to Beans, because we watched Coco together when it first released. And then when I told him like, oh, they're making Coco 2, and he was like, but I mean, spoiler alert, but like Coco died. Like, but I guess the whole thing is that like, you know, there's a lot of like stuff with like the afterlife and stuff, so I guess you still could go off it, but the mystery of like the family was solved. Like, what more is there to do? Is it like oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of the main character, the boy? Like, is it like it's in the future, he has his own family and he's trying to recuérdame. Remember me. That movie did make me cry, by the way. Protect my girls. They sanded all the corners off Doug. Based on I meant named after. Yeah. No, yeah, I got what you mean. Where it's like, yeah, Coco died. Like, based let's see. Every day can't be Halloween of Horror. Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. They did experimental with the VH1 behind the music. That's true. That was like a pretty early like experimental episode that I did like. Shrek 3 might be the worst movie I saw in theaters. Dang, that bad? It's really good. Oh, K-pop Demon Hunters? Yeah, it seems like it is really good. I like the character designs. I love the like all of them for like the, what is it, the Saja boys and then the Huntrix. The music is also pretty poppin'. Obsessed with it. What if Encanto 2? Are you ready for more generational trauma? I also did like Encanto 2. But I do know that right after I watched Encanto, I mean, yeah, I like Encanto. What did I say 2? But I do know that after I watched Encanto for the first time, I started seeing a slew of YouTube videos that were like, why aren't there any more villains that are just villains? Why do the villains always just have to be like generational trauma? Which, like, I get the critique. I do like, I don't know, I do like that the villains lately have been a little bit more nuanced, but I do also understand the feeling of like, I just want the villains to be evil and I just want a fun romp. I knew it was going to be good because 2 of my favorite art gods were art directors for K-pop Demon Hunters. Ooh! Maybe I should check it out then. I'm down. We can never have too much generational trauma. They can't all be Rasputin from Anastasia. In the dark of the night. terror will find you. Find you. Okay. I've yapped for long enough. I've yapped for long. We need... My category has been on Digimon DCGO this whole time. People are gonna get the wrong idea. We can still yap as I play Digimon, but now I kind of want to play... The Coco soundtrack. There we go. You guys ready? Let me do this. Okay. Early mosh. You guys can mosh if you want. I really like the generational trauma villain thing. Or yeah, privileges have been revoked. Early mosh. We're really channeling A-Ross right now. It's true. I'm sorry. I'm copying A-Ross's whole thing. But he has, like... I know I have redeems, but he has, like, really cool redeems. So, by the way, did you guys notice I restored some redeems? So you can now change the classroom as you wish. And other such hits. Ooh, I just love sulfuric acid. Modern media tends to focus more on realistic problems with a fantastic... fantastical flair, which people just don't generally like because, oh, we're so surreal. Oh no, we're so cubist now. We're so cubist. Which people just don't generally like because a lot of reasons. In this PowerPoint presentation, I will... Yes, give me the PowerPoint. I wish to know more. Oh, Matthew, you want a one-card tarot reading, you say? I guess we're gonna start we'll start Digimon card game in the... Oh no! So watery. We'll start it at the 2-hour mark. Let's do a quick... The only thing is I can't do the tarot card reading on screen because my webcam is not pointed downwards. And I don't want to dox myself. So if it's okay with you, Matthew, I'm just gonna read out the card and the meaning, and then you can kind of go off from there if you're okay with that. We're so liminal, it's true. Okay, we'll do one tarot card reading as soon as I find my deck. Okay, I found one. And then what the hey? We'll do another ad break and then we'll play some card games. I feel like that's a better like jump off point because I know there's probably going to be some folks that are like, I don't really want to stick around for the card games, which I completely understand. So I feel like it would be better to do that after the ad break. So let's do a quick tarot card reading for Matthew. And we'll go from there. And this will also be good practice for tomorrow when I go into the office and chat with my coworkers who like tarot cards. Alright, you hear me shuffling? As I shuffle, let me continue reading the chat. Unironically, I have a fascination with psychoanalyzing the masses and their relationship with art, so I will make that PowerPoint if asked. Yo, I love that! I love that, Galahughes. Yes! Occasionally, we do have, like, art appreciation streams. I think I just did one last week, so the next one will probably not be for another couple weeks, but I think, like... I do like analyzing the art itself, but something that I need a little bit more practice in is what you just mentioned of analyzing the relationship of that art with like people, with like the masses, with like the community, right? So yeah, I would love to you know, pick your brain or see when, if you do have a PowerPoint, feel free. We could just spitballing a tarot reading. Gotta bounce, have a lovely stream. Well, thanks for stopping by, Gojikins. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm just gonna be spitballing. I do have the cards though. If you wanna, I don't know if you can hear the cards. Look, did you hear that? So I'm just shuffling. Okay. Oh no, my deck is getting like the cards are curving upwards now. Okay, let me get a card for Matthew. Okay, I drew the The Seven of Cups reversed. This is an interesting one. So the Seven of Cups reversed has to do with choices. The picture, you know what? Let me see if I can just like link you the picture that I'm looking at right now. Seven of Cups. This is Tarot of the Divine. Mi amor, mi amor. There we go. This is the card that we drew. The Seven of Cups, but reversed. So, Seven of Cups typically has to do with choices, but also illusions. Like, I think a good phrase to kind of... oh, you know what? I forgot I could just do this. There we go. The illusion of choice. Because as you can see here in the picture, we have a figure that is looking at 7 lamps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However, each of those lamps, like, maybe there's this idea of like, oh, if you rub each one of the lamps, you'll get 21 wishes, right? But at the same time, that could all be an illusion. So if you think of it that way, which one of these lamps would actually be useful for whatever it is a lamp does, as in like providing light, stuff like that. So you might be feeling like you have a lot of choices at the moment. But in actuality, some of those choices might be illusions or wishful thinking. Or actually, that's how it would be upright. Upside down, it could be that you are wanting for choices, but you're kind of like reaching out and just and not really touching the lamps per se, but you're touching kind of like the, I don't know, I'm imagining like, you know, in Aladdin, when Aladdin rubs the lamp and all of this like gold dust comes out along with the genie. It could be that you're reaching out towards like the smoke and the gold dust, but not the actual lamp, not the actual substance. Let's see what this says. So, the Seven of Cups shows Aladdin standing before a myriad of fantastic dreams. It is impossible for him to pursue them all, and it is important that he makes his decision wisely and quickly. So, if we think about that reversed, it could mean that, yeah, you are either wanting for choices when you have none, or you are kind of stun locked at the moment with choices. It says here daydreaming, fantasy, decisions, wishful thinking, procrastination, but yours is reversed, so it could mean reality, clarity, temptation, confusion, diversion. So this is saying this interpretation is saying that like either you are wanting for choices but you might be too grounded in reality, or it could be the reverse where you are like kind of stun locked with all the choices that you have, that it's creating more confusion. So the usual kind of like action item or advice when it comes to like being kind of stun locked with choices is prioritization. So what are, I don't know what kind of choices it is that you're deciding between, whether it really is just like, what should I have for dinner versus like, where should I go from here in terms of like my my aspirations. Priorities, like there are things that might give you some short-term hee-hee-ha-has, some short-term I'm trying to think of like a good example. It's like, should I get here's one, like, should I order fast food or should I go to the market? Should I go to the grocery store? The grocery store, you would be buying ingredients for things that you could make for yourself that would be healthier, or just better, like less processed. But the fast food can feed you right now. So one might say that like, oh, maybe you should do the grocery shopping because it's one of those like, you know, teach a man to fish. He eats for like a week, something like that. But I guess it would also depend on what you're prioritizing right now. If for example, your mental health at the moment is at a point where it's like, you know what, I really just need some kind of sustenance, then get the fast food. But otherwise, if you can, do the grocery shopping. So I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, what you drew was the Seven of Cups reversed. Try to ground yourself to help you make that decision and kind of see through the illusions. So let me know if you have any questions about that. If I simply had 3 more brain cells, it'd be all over for academia. That was like kind of me after I got my master's degree, but I was so burnt out. Cause I'm like, man, if I had a PhD, it would be so over for everyone. It would be over, but I got so burnt out. Teach a fish to man and he'll pay taxes. Exactly. Exactly. Taxes, am I right? Okay, what time is it? I am going to run an ad break right now. And then afterwards, we're gonna be doing some Digimon card games, if that's okay with y'all. And if it's not, too bad! So let me just put my cards away. And I'll see you guys in about 3 minutos. After you are back from recess. Okay. Run an ad break. How could you do that to that poor innocent fish? They need to know about taxes before the government comes for them. Alright, I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Okay, welcome back. How was recess? Why are we having recess at a parking garage? It's it builds character, and it has nothing to do with the fact that we are under budget and the fact that they cut our funding, so our PE field has to double as a parking lot, a 60-minute parking lot actually. So here I go stealing cars again. No, no, we need that income. We're so bareback. Matthew, thank you for gifting us up to Galahuse. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. See, now now we can all have some fun in the parking lot. We have recess so we can eat the delicious cars. I love eating cars. No, don't eat the cars. It's not good for your stomach. It's not good. We're not we're not pumping steel, no, carbon fiber from your guys' stomachs again. Are we even getting money from this? These exact same cars have been in the lot for over a year. They think they've been abandoned. Oh no. I knew I shouldn't have had that policy where they pay after they park here. None of them have paid for their parking. No, people, that's Johnny who animorphed into a car. Oh no. Which one of these cars are actually cars? And which one of them are Pixar's cars? Kerchow. Recess was great. I ate 10 pounds of stainless steel, glass, and gasoline. You ate the gasoline? How? How did you do that? I was listening to the Coco soundtrack. Oh, let me put it on. Such a banger. Oh yeah, let me cover that up. A flavorful dressing. No, you guys aren't supposed to be eating that. You know how much fiberglass I've like pumped out of you guys? Not fiberglass. You know how much carbon fiber I pumped out of your guys' stomachs? Johnny, he was delicious. No. We're doing Digimon games. We're doing Digimon games. We're doing it for at least an hour and then I'm calling it because I got work in the morning. And I'm gonna warm up with a random match. And then if you guys want to play against me, I will tag the folks in Discord. I've been trying with Cyber Sleuth. The medical bills are insane. That's why we're underfunded. It's not even just the budget cuts, it's all the trips to the hospital. The popsicle. Alright, let's see how the Cyber Sleuth deck works out. I put level 7s into this deck, by the way. I don't know how to use them, but they are there. It's just people at my locals were telling me, like, you should put some level 7s in there. I'm like, I don't know how to use level 7s, though. Can't believe the teachers are paying for the kids' insurance. Where are the parents? I mean, because the Babinkums all look like me, I guess you guys assume that I am the parent, but I'm not your parent, I'm your teacher! I'm your teacher, I'm not supposed to be paying for your medical bills. This is not a good hand. I need a rookie. Okay, I have a rookie. This is decent. What's this person playing with? That could be anything. We're gonna start first with Hagurumon. Digivolve in the back to get that draw power. We have a line. This is doable. This is kind of doable. I wish I had some option cards, but you know, you take what you can get. If car not edible, why yummy? They're not supposed to be yummy. They're not. The cars aren't supposed to be yummy. I wish they coated the cars with whatever they coat, you know, the DS card, the Switch cartridges to make little Babinkums like you guys spit it out. Where is this terrible neglectful parent? Sweats. Do cars count as organic since all the parts they're made with are made with what we have on Earth? Oh. You might be onto something there, actually. Let's Digivolve again. Repamon. I want to make a DP reduction build for this stack. No, there's nothing for me to interact with on the field. Let's put Chirinmon. Ooh. Let's do this first. Attack with Palmon. No! I gave them a freaking timer. No! Oh! Are they playing a Dark Masters deck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They do flavor windshield wiper fluid like that. I don't know from experience, I just know. Huh? we got a top source here. Oh, Snackery! My cat, he leaped off the chair. Ah, I think he's over it. He doesn't want to be here. Okay, let me not use that effect. I'm gonna step away for a bit to let Snackery out of my room. Okay, what did my opponent do? I missed it. Okay. Dang it. I should have put Palmon here, cuz I could put Gobblemon here, but it's kind of a waste. I could do this. I can DP reduce this one to hell over here. I'll just put Gobblem. Ah, no, it would be a waste to put Gobblem there. Cause I wouldn't be able to do my main like mechanic of de-digivolving and digivolving. So let's do this. Let's DP reduce this one. Look at how much DP I can reduce. That's insane. How much DP? Oh yeah, I just need to do 2k. My proud corazón. Sorry, I know I'm missing some messages, but I will catch up shortly. Each other will live on forever. Beat of my proud corazón. And then this one is just a sacrificial lamb. No, it's Jover. Each other will live on forever. Every beat of my proud corazón. Okay, while they're doing their move, let me catch up on chat. I just built a cybersuit deck. I tried it out and immediately got my butt beat by security control. Yeah, security control. The thing is, like, cybersuit is like, it's pretty decent, especially in locals. But on DCGO, because everyone's playing some kind of meta deck, it doesn't perform as well as it can. I like the mechanic of cybersuit of de-digivolving and digivolving, especially when you have all the tools. And you could just have Alphamon on the board by like turn 3 or even turn 2 in some cases. It feels really good. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get defeat. Like Alphamon, or like any level 6 really, like they don't have too much protection. I want to say like Kentarosmon might be... this is what I mean. Look, he's gonna de-digivolve. Kentarosmon has like pretty decent protection because of barrier, but otherwise, yeah. Like, as you can see, like, I got beat by, like, de-digivolve. So the good thing is I can digivolve again, and Ami is gonna let me digivolve for a second time. Man. Maybe I should just put Goblemon just to get the draw power. How should I go about this? Oh, no! No! Dang. I was gonna do Gardramon to de-digivolve, but there's nothing to de-digivolve. So let's do this. Let's do security -2 on Seraphi. And then we'll digivolve again. And then I'll keep on catching up on chat. Actually, this would be the smarter move. Because then I could send this back to hand. There we go. Oh, and I got overflow, baby. I forgot about that. And I have a rookie to digivolve in the back. No way. And I could do this. I can de-digivolve to digivolve again. But this time with Kirinmon. Ooh, and... Oh, okay, they just gave up. they just gave up. Alright, sure. Alright, let's catch up on chat. Sometimes I think about how everything society has made was already here on Earth. Like I'm talking to a bear across a planet because of once a guy discovered hitting rocks together, right? I don't know. Those are like kind of fun things to think on as well. Of like because a fish one day wanted food in better places, it decided to try and go onto land, and then was like, I can't breathe, and then went back into the water. But eventually, its descendants were like, you know what, I could hold my breath for a little bit longer, and then suddenly that turned into other species. No, yeah, I think that's neat. I think that's neat. I meant Eater deck, although I guess they do have the CS trait. Oh, yeah. I actually have not been able to defeat Eater that well. Man, this music is so good. IDK, what's happening in Digimon space? But you go, girl. Thank you, Galahughes. Yeah, this is actually the only TCG I've ever learned how to play. I never learned Yu-Gi-Oh! I never learned MTG, but I've been having a lot of fun with it just because Digimon is one of my, like, biggest, like, I guess, obsessions, hyperfixations, however you want to call it. So, I don't know, it's just fun. Especially, I was just talking about this with some friends at Locals. When a deck, like, when the mechanics of the deck follow like what it does in like the anime or the movie, that just scratches that like really good itch in your brain. Because for those not familiar, there is a deck in Digimon TCG centered on a Digimon named Diaboromon. And the main mechanic of the deck is that it makes a whole bunch of clones of itself that are like, you know, they're clones, they're like they're not as strong as the original, but they still fulfill like they still fulfill the filling up the board, basically. Like, it makes all these clones to basically overwhelm the opponent. And that's actually what happens in the movie where Diaboromon is from. It's that it creates a bunch of clones to confuse the main characters, the main heroes. So for one, it does that, but also on another level, Diaboromon, that mechanic can be defeated by an Omnimon deck. And in the movie, Diaboromon is defeated by Omnimon. So, I don't know, I just like stuff like that, where it's like, oh, the mechanics are so informed by, like, the source material. Damn fish, now I gotta pay taxes. This culminated in people tricking rocks into thinking by running lightning through them, thus allowing VTubers to exist. The biggest sin of all. Diaboromon is my jam. Love that little fella. I was thinking of playing Diaboromon, but I have someone at Locals that plays it, and it's funny, like, he loves the Diaboromon deck. But I think even he was like, it's not great. Like, I think that's what I like about playing Locals versus playing like random people on DCGO. If I'm playing against people I know on DCGO, it's a lot more fun. But when I'm playing against random people, they're always playing some meta deck that is like really hard to beat. But when you're playing Locals, or if you're playing someone that you know on DCGO, or through webcam, it's fun because people are not always playing meta. They're playing what they like. They're playing the Digimon that they enjoy, right? So I don't know. It's just more entertaining, and it's just more fun that way, because it's like, yeah, this deck isn't great, but I like it and I think it's neat. That's literally me with CS, with Cyber Sleuth. I also play another deck called Adventure, which is a bit more like meta. It's a bit stronger in terms of the meta, but I'm not perfect at it. But it's also fun because like Adventure is like what I grew up on. Me at Pokemon in general, to be honest, yeah, like I haven't played the Pokemon TCG either, but it's something that I also grew up with. And I've played up until, well, I played Violet and Scarlet, but I didn't get super far into it. I feel like Sword, Shield, Violet, Scarlet, that's when it got to the point where I didn't complete the games anymore. Everything before that, I would complete the games. But yeah, with that, let's do some, if anyone wants to do a room match with me, I will put sorry, I'm just using this to cover my screen. Or you know what? I don't think I really have to cover the screen. I don't think anyone's gonna... I haven't seen anyone like try to stream snipe. So let's create the room. Copy the ID. And then if anyone wants to duel at DCGO. Oh, you know what? I actually don't remember. Wait, sorry. For those that were gonna try to join, I don't know what server I'm in, so give me a second. USA. I'm in the US server. Create room. There we go. Copy. Room ID. If anyone wants a match. There we go. Finish preparation, and then while we wait to see if anyone is gonna join, and if no one joins within, oh, there we go. We got Fugubi already. So valid. I had a complete Pokemon Fallout around Sun Moon, and I stopped caring until Sword Shield, and then I liked Pokemon again. I love that. I love like resurgence in like obsessions or interests, right? Because it's almost like when you have like a good best friend that like even if you were separated for a while, you come like when you chat with them again, it's like you guys never left. I know. I have a couple of friends like that where it's like, oh, like it's almost like we're coming back to like we're going back to where we left off, you know? A little Pokemon detox, if you will. Yeah. You gotta knock out now. Good night, everyone. Good night, Matthew. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I think that was me with Digimon for a bit because I liked it as an elementary student, and then I didn't come back to it until I want to say I was like either in high school or early college, and it was great. Damn, really, Sun Moon was the most I've ever been into Pokemon. I think it does depend on like, yeah, if you were like just playing it straight for a while and then took a break and then came back to it during Sun and Moon versus like if you started off with Sun and Moon. I guess it is just like a timeline thing. I think I also remember Sun and Moon pretty fondly. Okay. I don't think I should keep this hand. Oof, that was actually worse. But we're facing up against Fugubi. Ooh. The Sumemon. Is this oh, it's Vemmon. Okay. We're up against a Vemmon deck. Let's see what happens. This might yeah, this might be a brick. Oh, I don't even have a lot in terms of like searching. I'm just gonna do this. At least I have a mem setter, but dang. Got super into the hype before the game released. Then it came out and I couldn't actually play it since I didn't have a console and it fell off. Oh, I see. I don't doubt it was good. I still got disillusioned because it occurred to me that every Pokemon game was essentially the same. Yeah, I feel like after a while there is that realization that like I only feel like it was only recently that Pokemon really felt like it refreshed itself with was it Arceus or Arceus? Where it was like, oh, this is so much faster and snappier, right? If you want, we could reset. Let me see my next draw. If it's still not a good one, then maybe, but well, we'll see. Because at the same time, another thing I want to get used to is like how to deal with bricks. Because at my last locals, I did brick a lot, so. Because I do get the sentiment of like, oh, I wanna fight you at your best, you know. Yeah, I had a good time playing Legend ZA in a month, I think. Yeah, it looks like Legend ZA, or I don't know, is that how we're gonna be pronouncing it? Is it Legend ZA? Is it Legend Z? Is it? But it looks really cool. Like it looks pretty like snappy, as opposed to. And the thing is, like, this is coming from someone who loves turn-based combat, but I do think like it was getting pretty. It was already pretty stale in like Pokemon for a while. So it's good that they're refreshing it by like, I think it's still technically turn-based, but it's just a little faster. It's a little snappier. Okay, I can kind of work with this. I can kind of work with what I just drew. So we'll go from there. I'm gonna use Gabumon to search. Yes, okay. This is helping me. The only thing is, I think he might already be set up by the time I barely get set up, but we'll just see what happens. Because Digimon TCG is also just a game of speed, right? Who can set up their engine first. I'm also a fan of storytelling, and most Pokemon plotlines are very meh, plus the continued and intense hand-holding. Yeah, because I get it. I get that Pokemon is like a franchise that is more for younger audiences, but I feel like there are ways that you can make something that is for younger audiences but still make it fun for older audiences as well. El Doctor Professor, hello. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a furry evil on your desk. No, those are my cats, my babies. That's Schnackery and Gino. Yeah, they scratch me all the time, and yeah, they like they come into my room and just start crying at me and stuff. But they're so cute. They're so cute and they're so cuddly. Oh no, it's Destromon! No, my mem setter. I can do this. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this so that I can... Ah, oh, dang. I wish I drew that earlier. But yeah, we're gonna play Ami. She didn't see the D-Digivolve, so unfortunately we can't make use of that one, but... Oh, you can redirect. I was gonna say like, oh, I could attack into security, but I forget that you can redirect into that Vemmon. I think I'm just gonna end off by doing this. Recuérdame. Yeah, let's do that. Okie dokie. I get that it's a franchise for kids, but not all kids are into that kind of thing. Plus, Nintendo can't deny that the adult fan base is also huge. Yeah. Also, I've been saying Legendza, like one word. It feels more girly pop. I love it. Legendza. Legendza. I can never get into Pokemon because of the lack of a really interesting story and character. Scarlet and Violet's story was a big change of pace in that regard. It really left an impression on the story. Ooh. Is that the one where you could either go into the past or past or future? Or am I thinking of Sword and Shield? Because that one did seem pretty interesting. But yeah, like because the thing is, I've said it before, I am both a Digimon and a Pokemon fan. I just like Digimon a little like smidge more. But I think what I appreciate about Digimon is that it did cater to a lot of the older fans. Though many might argue that they did it a little too hard because they always catered to the people that liked Adventure, which is the very first season in 1999, but they just keep on coming back to Adventure and keep on coming back to Adventure and keep on coming back, and it's like definitely going into like the nostalgia bait territory, which like this is coming from someone who loves Adventure. I see it. I like 100% see it as like nostalgia baiting. Like, on one hand, I do love seeing those characters again, especially the ones I could ship together, but yeah, it's also like, man, what about the other series? I want to see something with, like, the Tamers universe, you know? Live on forever in every beat of my proud corazón. Basically, yes. I'll never get over Sword and Shield actively pushing the player character away from actually participating in the story. Love for each other will live on forever in every beat of my proud corazón. Ooh, I can play another Tamer? I forgot about that. Will live on forever, every beat of my proud corazón. Ooh, okay, I could do this. Oh, dang. We'll do this. I don't know if it will help at all, but... Sword and Shield is one of my favorite Pokemon games in terms of design and art and aesthetics, but sweetie, the story is so bad, I can't defend it even though I'm the biggest Gen 8 apologist. No, I totally get it, you know? It's I totally get it because I feel like I'm also like an apologist for something that gets like a lot of critique. No! My stack. It's okay. It's okay. I have if I get another turn, I feel like I might be able to kind of turn it around. That's if I get another turn. I feel like that's my motto when it comes to this game. It's like, if I get another turn, I can turn it around. Playing through Shield made me decide I need to stop playing new Pokemon games, at least for a while. I'll go back to my DS era bubble where everything is great. I like the newer designs. I will say that. I do like that they are trying to do a new gimmick every generation. And I do like the designs. Like Lechonk, that was so good. That was so good. I do have nostalgia for... Actually, what would have been the perfect era for me was probably Auras or the Heart Gold Soul Silver era. Those ones were really good, in my opinion. Because a lot of people have nostalgia for Gen 1. The thing is, if you actually try to play like old school Pokemon Blue and Red and Yellow, it is still going to be a romp. But there are certain things like, oh my gosh, why is there no run button? Until you're in my arms again. Okay, I have 2 memory to work with. Let me tuck. Draw for tuck. Ooh, okay, that helps. Minus 3 DP. Ooh, okay, I got 2 things to contend with. Yes, we'll do that. We'll Digivolve into Gardramon. He can DP reduce even more, but also de-Digivolve. And then because Ami saw the Digivolve, it can Digivolve again. And then this one can send back to hand. There we go. And then we can do... Oh, that's not gonna be enough memory. Dang it. Dang. That not having enough memory is like... is bad. Let's do this. We'll do Kirinmon. The crux of Sword and Shield's conflict is there's going to be an energy crisis in 2,000 years and we should prepare for it now. Okay, yeah, but I agree. But can we start tomorrow? No, anyway, here I go breaking Armageddon. That's basically how people are treating climate change. Not to get too political, even though I don't think this is political, it's just like a fact. But like, that's how people are treating climate change. It's like, our Earth will be uninhabitable if we don't do something now. And it's like, do we have to do something now though? And it's like, yes! Like, literally, we only have this one planet. I know we like to fantasize like our sci-fi shows where we have control of a whole galaxy, but we don't. Literally, did none of you listen to Carl Sagan when he talked about a pale blue dot? Because it's us, we are the pale blue dot. Like, that's all we have. So, yeah. Like, writers, put the pen down. Dude, man, literally had the champion agreeing to help him too. I can't get over how terrible that was. I mean, Pokemon stories have never been great, but at least most other games tried. Oh man, okay, you got the Galacticmon out. Ah, the thing is, I don't. Oh no, Ragnarok Cannon. Ooh, okay. You let my stack live. I'm grateful for that. Let's see what I can do with this. I'm getting some memory. Okay. I think I have something for this. We're gonna pop this for 2 memory. We're gonna de-digivolve and tuck so that I can get a little bit extra DP reduction. And then because Ami saw that, I can digivolve again. With Alphamon. Alphamon's effect, -5 DP. Oh wait, is this gonna be enough? Yes, it will. Swing? Gain 3k, unsuspend. -4. -5. Okay, okay. Okay, but this was literally a problem that wouldn't exist for 2,000 years and could be fixed anytime between present day and then there was literally no hurry, but dude was like, no, I must bring the end of days now. He literally threw an apocalyptic tantrum because the champ said, tomorrow, sweetie, mommy's battling now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Swing again. -5k DP. The thing is, I don't think... Wait, let's see how this plays out. Because even if you discard, I think it doesn't defend from DP reduction, right? Or does it? I actually don't know what the effect is, so let me let you finish the effect. Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, dude. Like, yeah, I learned that the hard way too. That like, even if you have like a defense against it, it doesn't defend from DP reduction. So we could do this. We could. Oh no. Oh, it didn't let you not do it. I see. Yeah, I shouldn't have assumed. Cause yeah, I did. There was a situation where I had that option as well, and I was like, oh, but this isn't gonna help me. So yeah, sorry for assuming. The battling wasn't even unexpected either. It was literally, can we do it tomorrow? Today's the day of the league battle that we scheduled last year is happening. Anyway, here's to hoping Legendza story is good. It has a lot to live up to considering what happened in XY. It would have been easy to come up with some excuse like, today is the only day the planets will align. And also they could have made the crisis 20 years instead of 2000. Let's do this. Sorry to keep you waiting, Fugubi. Dang, because I feel like if I leave this stack here, it's gonna go into Destro and take out my Ami. So let's do this. Kyoko, and then we are Gold Nume. There you go. Me pretending to not see the plot in Sword and Shield and just making curry with my Pokemon friends. The design, okay, I low-key love the designs. Not even low-key, high-key love the designs in Sword and Shield. That was the one with the apple dragon, right? Appleton? And then the ghost dragon type where it's like it likes to shoot its babies out at you. That one, oh my gosh, that was my favorite. Coco had a song called Bésame Mucho? Well, what happened to Recuérdame? What happened to that? No, my Ami. What about, since we're listening to Coco, what about... You know what I haven't listened to in a while that was like a bop? We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. It was your wedding day. Cloud in the sky. Ragnarok cannon. No! My stack. Suspend. Anyway, talk about Bruno. No. Yeah, can I do this? Because sometimes DCGO does not let me do it. Oh yeah, it does. There we go, Alphamon's back. The only thing is I don't have the same amount of DP reduction as I did with the other stack. So let's see if we can make that happen. Rat song. It's to black. Oh wait, we could do this. We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Dead! No, I will not do that yet. Instead, we're gonna do this. There we go, DP reduction. Ooh, okay. Just barely went over. And then from here... Kirinmon? Oh. Not use. Okay. Yeah, about that, Bruno. Dang, I don't have another level 6. Okay. Have you guys heard the remix of this song where he just says rats the entire the entire song? Ratson is ratsin, ratson the rats. Ratsin. We'll do you go. Okay, that's all I can do. This is a good song. Yeah, I love this song. Let's do Cyberspace Eden. Okay, let me catch up on chat while Fugubi does their move. The art is so great, the music is so great. I love the vibe of the region. Yeah, I forget, was Sword and Shield the one where the fossil Pokemon were mix and match? I think so, because that's the one that's based off Jolly England, right? Like the UK. I've always stand my Queen Isabella, and what else can I do? The horrid bone wars of the 1880s. Twisty, hello, welcome. Oh, Orlando, hello. We're still live, we are. I actually didn't know it was a reference to something specific. Need to know. I just remember how all the Pokedex entries are like, this Pokemon is currently struggling to stay alive. Why would you do this? Basically, what if we resurrected dinosaurs, but we Frankenstein them wrong? Yeah, I think that is based off of like actual like archaeology where they were just like, does this match? I don't know. Let's just put them together. I do remember liking Encanto, but it was also funny because I watched it. The first time I watched it was at a family party where like everyone was just like, we used to have our family parties in like a family member's house, but eventually like they weren't I think they sold the house or something, so we were all in like a cramped like 1-bedroom apartment, and everyone was just like kind of gathered around the TV like watching it. And it's funny because they were like talking about the word Encanto because it means something different in Tagalog. I think it means like spirit. Well, Encanto I think is, I don't know. They like in Tagalog, Encanto is like a monster or like a spirit, you know? I don't know if it means the same in like Latin American Spanish. Cuz this movie is based in Colombia, right? Or the family is from Colombia. The Bone Wars. That's just such a funny name too. The Bone Wars. And ironically it is called that. I have no doubt. Because it just reminds me of like, wasn't there like an emu war as well? Abuela. No, Destromon. Whenever I play an adventure deck and I see like a Vemmon deck, I'm like, oh, it's over. It's like, I'm like, I don't think I should even play the rest of this match out because I just know that it's over. Okay, let's see what I can do. I'm gonna do this. Cause I can take out the 10k. You think I got this? This would actually, if I pull through with this would actually be the first time I defeat a Vemmon deck, because I've never ever won against a Vemmon deck before in my life. But it's also because I play adventure. Now the thing is, does this Vemmon have redirect? No, this is a searcher. Does this one have redirect? No. Am I thinking of Vemmon? Does that one have like the ability to redirect attacks? Even if it's not. Oh, there we go. Cool, that was good though. That was good. That kept me on my toes. That very much kept me on my toes. I messed up. I should attack, but I didn't. Yeah, because doesn't I know that you have a couple of like when attacking, right? You have a couple of like when attacking effects. No, but that was fun though. Like I said, that's like the only time I've ever beaten a Vemmon deck because I mostly play adventure. I'm gonna go read up on that to the Wikipedia. The emu war that the Australian military lost. TLDR, 2 guys race to see who can dig up the most dinosaur fossils and just start mix matching random bones they can find and start making ish up to impress people. I wish sideboards are a thing for Digimon. Being able to side in more lilies for armor rush would be so good. Sorry, teacher, I said to swear. It's okay. You guys can swear. It's just I usually like sub in another word for it, so you're good. You're good. Oh my god, is this Lion King? Like, why did it start playing Lion King? But yeah, that was good, Fugubi. That was good. So thank you. I don't know if anyone else wants to play a match. How about this for now, Fugubi? If you want to sub out for just a little bit to see if anyone else wants to join in. And then if not, I'll invite you back in, Fugubi. Hello, Amberly. Hello, welcome. Tamer would let me de-digivolve, but I think you could still ace before I did that. I didn't actually have any access to any ace. Well, I run one or you can ace, but because it's not a CS, I think I lost it in while searching for it. Because it came up during a search, but I wasn't able to actually pick it. Oh, yay! Beeplebees! Let's do it. Oh, great. I try to respect people's spaces because I'm used to very community being 18 plus. No, I totally get it. This is like not necessarily 18 plus. The way that I say it is like just keep it classroom appropriate, but you guys can swear. I just try not to because not because I have any kind of moral you know, like it's not like I don't swear in my daily life, but I think it's more impactful if I don't swear. And then when I finally do swear, I feel like it's more of an impact. It's like, oh, teacher said a no word. No, but like outside of streams, I definitely swear. I tried to. Oh yeah, you read that. I'll tap out. Oh, I thought you had ace in hand. I overthought. No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't have an ace in hand because I only run the one or you can ace. I don't run the leopard mon. I'm not gonna keep this hand. This is an okay hand. We'll do the best that we. A Batamon? Oh man. It's a Batamon time. To be king. Just can't wait to be king. Disney songs that slap harder? What? Okay, let me play this playlist of Disney songs. Disneyland. Okay, so Digivolve in the back. Hagurumon. Okay, cool. I have a champion. We will search. We'll do Kirinmon. Even though I need another level. I need another level 4 for things to happen. Me daughters, when I asked for sons. Ooh, I still have memory left over. I should have. It's okay. Before we're through, I'm just gonna give you lots of memory and see what happens. I know that feeling. It's hard for people to take me seriously because I'm ESL and I adapted video game Donkey's accent, so when I legit rant, I sound like I'm doing a bit. Wait, that's kind of funny though, because I do occasionally listen to Donkey. Not funny. Like, I sympathize with you. But it's like, oh, I love Donkey stuff. More Donkey. I'll make a man out of you. Man, here we go. We got the Eismon. Say goodbye to those who knew me. For cutting Jim. Memory shenanigans. That's right. Hello, Luffy. Hello. Oh, dang it. I don't have a... Well, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Okay, cool. That's what we needed. A raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. We're gonna tuck. We're gonna digivolve again. Minus 3 DP to this one. Digivolve to Gold Numemon. Minus 2 security attack. The rage of war, so pack up, go home, you're through. I will do... We'll do Rise Greymon. You must be... It's just so I can play another Tamer. We're gonna play another Ami. On the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire. And then let us search. Ooh, okay, we have a line. Be swift as a coursing river. Clenches fist gold Numemon. I'm sorry. He's my ace in the hole. When I'm like, oh, if I need to on play something, it'll be gold Numemon. I might call it, by the way, after this match, if that's okay with y'all. I realize that it is getting pretty late. Oh man, it's 0 to hero. Milky, hello. Thank you for the raid. Hello, hello. How you guys doing? Put on Bill Nye for us? I can. I'll have our substitute teacher, Mr. Pancakes, put on Bill Nye. By the way, for the newcomers, the little bear on the floor there, the one with the pancake looking hat, that's Mr. Pancakes, your substitute teacher. But also, hello Milkers, and hello Milky. Thank you for the raid. We are currently playing Digimon TCG against beeplebees. Someone in the chat. We're listening to some Disney music. We're yapping. We're talking about all the things. But hello Twisty. Hello Mayshark. Hello Amerly. Hello Weatherman. Hello Milky. Hello. Stop Milky from spreading Christmas. It's September! Guys! It's a Burr month! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas Eve, everyone! Merry Christmas! Wait, Mayshark, you're also Filipino. You should be joining us in this. Join us, Milky. Join us in the celebration. In the Christmas celebration. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's September. Mr. Pancakes, Miss Babinka, let me have... No, I didn't! Ben Babinka! I did Christmas karaoke. Revokes my PH card. Oh, sorry, give me a second, beeplebees, because we gotta play some appropriate music. Because of this realization. There we go. Guys, it's September! I didn't realize it. I forgot. The Mariah Carey summoning shall commence. You called it. Milky, what have you done? How could I forget? Thank you, Milky. Thank you for reminding me. Let's see, do I want to do this? We'll do this. I always get, oh my gosh, I always get this one right after I digivolve. It's like, man, I'm contaminating all the pillows. No, you didn't contaminate. This was in my soul since I was a child. Yeah, we'll do this. And then we will do Kirinmon. I don't want a lot for Christmas. We're gonna do this security attack. I'm gonna trash the top security so that I can do Kirinmon's effect, which is minus 8 DP to this guy. And I know you still have... Oh, dang, I forgot that you have like an on deletion, don't you? No! Could ever know my wish come true. She's defrosting faster. I don't want to get for Rismas. Just there's just one skivity. Oh my gosh. We'll play out a Yugo. Yeah, we'll play out a Yugo so we could do the search. We need another rookie. Okay. Your go at 2. It's not even Halloween yet? It's okay, we'll also celebrate Halloween. But I like Christmas. Halloween doesn't exist. Gadrian, hello! Thank you for the raid. Hello. Ooh, you're playing Hollow Knight. How was your show? Oh, I forgot to say to those that raided in. If you have to do any, raiding and running, no worries at all. If you want to stick around, we are playing the Digimon card game. We're also celebrating the fact that it's a Burr month. It's September, meaning Merry Christmas. But welcome. How you doing, Gadrian? How was Hollow Knight? Only pre-Christmas, Christmas, and post-Christmas. Wow! Welcome, Raiders. Totally not bandwagoner. Also break from Christmas break. Halloween is just a part of the summoning ritual. It's true. That's true. See, Mega Bronson knows too. Hollow Knight mentioned Silk Song Baby. Raid and running, taking your fridge. Murray, what now? It was good. I don't think wait, what? I don't think I'm not oh, you don't think you're good enough? No. Are you having fun though? That's the question. Are you having a good time? Okay, let's minus DP to this guy. And then digivolve into Guardramon. Is Raremon's ability, it's deletion only, right? So if I de-digivolve, that effect shouldn't proc? Okay, cool. So de-digivolve is a good way to go around that effect. So we'll digivolve again due to Ami's effect. I'll do this one. Oh, yes. Yes, okay. Alphamon. So Alphamon is -5, and because I have Rise Greymon in the sources, it's gonna be 2 security checks. Very next day. I'm not too deep. Oh, and not too deep into the game. I'm having a good time. Nice! Having a good time. I'm sweating my hand is oops all tamers. I get that. I totally get that. Okay. So 2 checks. And then I'm gonna swing again for another 2 checks. Oh my god, Joe and Izzy. And Ty! Oh my gosh, you have so many tamers now. The only thing though is now I can't swing for game. Oof, and I lost one of my stacks. But we'll do this just to have another body on the field. Because there's been too many times where the effect is basically like, oh, guess you don't. Oh, wait. Let's do this. Like, oh, since you don't have a body, I'll just delete this one. Last Christmas, I gave you my get, but the very next day, Phantom texted away. Where are the lands? I don't know how to play MTG. I only know how to play the Digimon TCG. I'm a fake TCG fan. Even when Yu-Gi-Oh was the belle of the ball, I didn't know those rules either. Where are the Planeswalkers? I don't understand this Magic expansion. It's the new collab you see with bunnies and guns. I'm cooked. It's been fun, guys. If it makes you feel better, I don't understand this game either, but I like collecting the cards. I think that's as good a reason to have the cards as any. This year to save me from the bears, I'll give it to someone special. This is just a mutate deck with omniscience on the field. So let's get some extra memory. Hopefully there's no surprises. DP reduction. All right. No, wait. What the heck does Joe and Izzy do? Oh, it's a draw one. Okay. 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 Oh man. That was still kind of scary though, because every time I played up against an Abaddamon deck, it's been like, oh, this is gonna go a while. This is gonna go for a while. How did I have 5 million scatter modes and none in my hand? I'm sorry. Well, thanks, Lano. Does it ban too? Yeah, they can get banding. Alliance. Alright, I think it's getting pretty late. I think this is where I'm gonna call it. But we do have our little tradition, our end of stream tradition. Are you guys ready to mosh? I actually didn't plan for this, but you know what? This actually does fit with the Christmas theme too. Yeah, GG beeplebees, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the match. Hey! Open up the pit. Alright, for any new students in here, our end of stream tradition is a mosh pit. Yeah, exactly, Galacus. So once you hear the music, all you gotta do is spam your favorite emotes, and your little stream avatars that you see on the bottom of the classroom there, they're gonna fight each other. There is no correlation between how much you spam emotes and whether or not you win the mosh pit. It is RNG, and it's also not rigged. So, oh no, let me snooze that ad. So once you hear the music, get to moshing. Like a melody in my head. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. This is such a banger though. Moshing time. You gotta pay Binka 100 Binka bucks for each win. No, no. I'm glad you're really enjoying the triple Q experience. Nobody's like a melody in my head. It's like a melody in my head. Na na na. Da 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 na 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 na. I think that's my favorite part. Is the na na nas. Yo, let's go, Twisty! You won the first round of the mosh pit, and we have enough time for another round. Now get to moshing. Shorty's like a melody in my head. Like a melody in my head. Da na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yo, it's a Folk. I thought it was gonna be Lando because he had more HP, but it went to Folk, and we have Lando as a runner-up. Good job, good job. Do we have enough time for another? I think we have one more time for one more round. It's like a melody in my head. One more round. Final fight. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh my god, do you think they have an Uma Musume version of something like this? Oh man, it's carnage out here. We got Galahuse, Milky, and Amrali. Who's taking it? Who's taking it? Galahuse is low on HP, but you never know, there might be a med pack. Like that one! Oh no, it went to Amrali. It went to Amrali. And we have Galahuse as a runner-up. Good job. This reminds me so deeply of Meltdown, but she misses all the high notes. Wait, I'm gonna listen to that after the stream. I'm gonna listen to that after the stream. But I do got to call it right here. We're gonna raid out. We're gonna raid out to Aros. So if you guys enjoyed the yapping and card games, guess what? More yapping and card games incoming. I got killed at a Babinko Bear stream, and all you got was this t-shirt. Thanks for the fun stream. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start our raid. I'll see you guys on Friday for some research and slide making. So I hope you guys have fun with that. I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye.